days we walk these streets with diamonds in our eyes. Out with the vampires under a midnight sky. My mind so hypnotized. It was exciting. It was the 90s. Mama didn't understand it, and Daddy always said that I was going too far. Said there's never any compromising if you try to win the battle to be who you are. I danced to the left, I danced to the right, hold hands with my demons and creatures of night, on an undercover mission to find somebody else like me. Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Someone who can hear me and drink from the light, to see things from the same side. Is there anybody out there? 5 years later, I'm out with the same old faces and dead end places. Things kept going wrong. I'm getting to thinking my daddy was right all along. So will you take a little walk on the wild side? Be careful that you never slip your hands from the wheel. There's never any compromising when you're blinded by reflections from the part of you that's real. I dance to the left, I dance to the right, hold hands with my demons and creatures of night, on an undercover mission to find somebody else like me. melodies take me to another place, so far away, so far away. Endless nights all alone, gave myself to the radio. These rainy nights all alone, lose myself to the radio. Endless nights and a dream, gave my heart to the radio.
Stratford, what's up? We're here. And yes, you did join just in time, differently abled. Theodore with a nice one bronze star Hogan. Hey, you got a Hogan. What can you say? You don't complain when you get some Hogans, you know what I'm saying? So we're here, it's time for another plunge. And this time it is all about the valedictorian known as Philip Burnell. So let's bring up our iceberg here real quick. Whoa!
Thanks for the membership.
Ben reviews things. Thanks so much, my friend. You are a legend. Let's see what pull you get real quick before we get to this iceberg. Let's see what he gets. Come on. Let's enjoy some gambling here. That's what we're all here for, right? Fuck the valedictorian. The guy signed by Dark Sea, right? That is a hype pull right there. A single silver star. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. Let's get the iceberg up here. And that is where we stand right now. Where shall the valedictorianship land? Mr. Extravagant in the house. Big ups to you, my friend. Thanks for that meaningful contribution. And good luck on your pull as well. We'll see where valedictorian ends on this one. I got a lot of stuff to share with you today. I think I have the most clips I've ever had on the show. So we shall see where we land. But of course, as always, we have to start with some history. So as you can see, I have a nice and beautifully lit.
She sucks his dick.
Big ups, Joe Dub, in the house. We'll see your pull in a second. Officer Sanders is blocking Officer Sanders. 5 silver star Officer Sanders for Doppel. Joe Dub, your pull will come up next. I promise. It will. That's something broke.
We've only got about 30 likes on this
30 likes in the house. Thanks, everybody. But here we go. Let's get right into it. Joe Dub, there is your pull right here. Let's see what you get. Thanks so much for the meaningful contributions, everybody. Love it. And there is the Toxic Cherry Juice Memorial Pull, September 23rd. With the, how many stars was that? 11 stars? 11 star Hogan? It's not bad. But anyways, let's get to it. This is a beautifully lit condo, as you might see here. And we're going to learn, hey, first we got to figure out, where did Philip go to high school, right? That's a good question we have to answer. So we're going to take care of that right now. Let's let Philip tell us, where did he go to high school, right? That's our first thing we need to learn about, right, on today's class. Welcome to the class, everybody.
Likes and climbing. It'd be great if we could get a bunch, because we have almost 200 viewers. It would be great
Whoa.
if we get some more likes. It helps the stream.
It does.
And the channel in general for
Thank you for that.
purposes. Okay?
Thank you for that, Phil. Let's get into it now. Can we get into it now, please? Let's go.
Welcome to part 3 of my condo walkthrough for
Condo
2013.
2013.
And this is the part where I have to warn you.
Uh-oh, warning.
You're about to go into visual overload.
Oh, visual overload.
I have so much shit.
Well, at least you know it. At least you're admitting it. There we go. Come on.
That
come
this
on
is
now.
going to not only blow your mind, but you're going to say, Phil, you're a fucking, what do they call, hoarder? No, I'm not. I just have so much shit.
You're going to call me a hoarder. No, I'm not. No one's calling you that yet. Calm down, bro. But you are. Look at this. This looks like a crime scene. This looks like a crack house. Look at all the back corner piled up, you know. This is what they... All right, yep, this is a track house. Let's clean it out. Search everywhere. Look at the corner. Look at this. Very chill, very cool. How fast is any woman running from this room? Come on.
That I use and I need, that I have no room to put it anywhere. If I had a house, I would easily be able to store this over the space of the house. I don't have a house, okay?
Oh.
So this is a warning, a disclaimer.
Already begging for the house? Damn. This is early, too. This is fucking... When was this? This is 2013. No, actually, it's not that far away from getting the house, actually. It's 2013.
People who are going to complain about it because I've, whatever. All right, so, first of all, you know what?
What?
This light doesn't work at all. Look at this. I was going to use this to... It doesn't work at all. The fuck?
Come on.
I'll get a better light.
Look at those DVDs. Oh, man. That's stacks and stacks. That's racks right there. Racks and racks and racks. Jesus. I thought the power was out. That's why he was doing this. But then actually there's a light in the background. So fuck me. It's not that.
Use a light to light my,
Jesus. He got games. He's got DVDs. He's got, what's that one right there? Citizen Kane. I can't see anything else. Citizen Kane? Yeah, it's too blurry.
Come on. There we go.
Okay.
So light.
Now it really is a police walkthrough.
My models that are over here. We've got. That's right.
I promise this is relevant, by the way. We're not watching condo tours today. This is relevant to our story today, I promise.
Heavy from Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, big ups.
We've got a watch. On top of it is my high school ring.
What's this?
I wonder if I've ever showed you guys this. I don't know.
Uh-oh, what's this?
That's my high school ring from Notre Dame of Fairfield, Connecticut. That was the high school I went to. Okay.
There
I didn't
we
go
go.
for the gold one, even though those were the school colors, blue and gold. I didn't have enough money when I was younger to do that kind of stuff. Okay.
All right, so the high school ring, and you heard it there, Notre Dame of Fairfield. So again, we only take information for what he tells us, and there's it. It is Notre Dame of Fairfield is the high school he went to. And let's learn a little bit about that, shall we, today, before we get into our main story and all of the times Phil has talked about being a valedictorian. This is the high school. He didn't go for the gold version because he didn't have enough money. Well, Notre Dame of Fairfield, little facts here for you. The FAQ, where is that? I thought I had that up. Did I have it? Anyway, here we go. So Notre Dame of Fairfield, this is the public website, just showing you some stuff about it. So it's a private school, and it's a religious Catholic school, private Catholic school. And as you can see, tuition is almost 17 grand in 2024. So I don't know how much it was back then. That's a pretty fucking penny, man. You talk about I can't get a gold ring, but your parents could pay for this tuition. Public schools are a thing, you know? And his parents obviously decided to get him this. Now we can
We get 100.
we could just guess our all day about why.
Really weird.
Obviously, we all have some guesses, I'm sure, but we all have our guesses in our minds, and we're going to flesh through those as we go through today. But his dad, yeah, Yuri, thanks for saying that. His dad did make a lot of money at one point, but man, this is a lot. Famous alumni, I don't think there are any really notable. I do want to show the athletics program because that is going to be a part of our tale today. They're into sports, and they're definitely into basketball. And they are multiple champions, and this is the year that Phil graduated, and they were the SWC, which is the kind of high school group thing, and they were the regular season champions, whatever the fuck that means. So they have a good basketball program, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you recognize any of these all-star athletes, but you know, they were good. They definitely did. They definitely did have a good basketball team, and they did recruit basketball players. Okay, so I'm going to share all the information as we get it, and Phil's going to tell us more from his own mouth as well. But they definitely did recruit basketball players, and you know, could that be a reason why that Philip Burnell was able to achieve valedictorianship? And I meant to do it already, but I'm going to spill the beans here. Philip was valedictorian. There is nothing else we can say about that, but I'll just show the picture. This is from, I showed it on last time we did a show. This is from a newspaper clipping. I'll read it to you here. Notre Dame Catholic High School commencement was held indoors on June 3rd. There were 147 students in Notre Dame's class of 2000. DSP was in that one. The ceremony included guest speaker Lieutenant Governor Jody Rell, and addressing the class was Philip Burnell, valedictorian, and Michelle Lee, salutatorian. Salutations to Michelle Lee. Who could that be? Could that be the nerdy Asian that caught Philip's eye as his second choice for prom, right? Second choice, not first choice. Don't get it twisted. She was not first choice, but second choice. Could it be? Could it be? We don't know. Michelle Lee, can't tell. But there we go. It was on. Oh, shit. We haven't. She was not one of the first pre-streams. Yeah. I was definitely one of the first pre-streams. But anyways, there it is. Of course, we would love to get the tape of that. But Phil's going to talk about that today. Don't worry. I got all the clips of him talking about it. But he was valedictorian. That is proof enough for me. But of course, we got some more proof. Notre Dame Catholic High School alumni. No one famous here, but I thought it was funny that some people, I don't think Philip Burnell would do this, but the detractors got in here and put Philip Burnell. There's Michelle Lee here. They also have Philip Burnell in 1998. That was a dent tractor, I guess. But there we go. Philip Burnell also graduated in 1996. That's pretty hype. Multiple graduations here for our boy Philip, which is really hype. And I believe that's it. So there we go. Some detractors had some fun in the Notre Dame Catholic High School alumni page. Next up, I'm going to show you some Notre Dame rankings so you get a point of what's going on. Of course, this is modern times, not then. So most diverse private high schools in America, very highly ranked in diversity, okay? Very highly ranked in diversity, all right? Some clips we're going to play later will prove that even more. But yeah, best Catholic high school in America, number 300, very diverse. It was, 6th most diverse private high school in Connecticut out of 66. Good in athletics in Connecticut. Best high schools for athletes. Not great, but top 20% there. And you can see it seems to be a fine school. I don't know. In terms of academics though, it kind of doesn't. It's not as highly rated as you might see, but it does say, look, best Catholic high school in New York City area, 36 out of 100, 107. I mean, best high schools for STEM. That's pretty low in Fairfield County. But, it just seems to be a school that is good at athletics, for sure. Other than that, I don't know. This doesn't really tell me that much, but, So, yeah, 147 students total in his class is a worthy fact to know. And it was very diverse. And they care about basketball a lot. So could they give some people scholarships that might not be able to pay for that themselves and may not be able to study and pass the grades if they weren't a student athlete? Well, I'm not here to tell you the answers, but I'm just here to tell you things you can think about. All right. Next up, I thought it'd be fun. Let's watch a intro video put out 7 years ago by Notre Dame High School, Fairfield, Connecticut. And we can imagine Philip Burnell walking down these same hallways. Let's go. If it's boring, we'll skip it. I haven't watched this. If it is boring, I will skip it.
Notre Dame has made me the person I want to be. It's really shaped what I want to do in my life. And I've taken different classes and met different people that I might not have experienced otherwise. That has really made me the person that I want.
And also, when you see this, though, it doesn't seem very urban. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem very urban.
Be in the future.
It doesn't seem very diverse, as Phil was going to say.
Get a great education for your.
Maybe the video, they carefully selected who was going to be on the video, though. Racist assholes.
Next 4 years of high school, this is the best place to possibly go. I've seen a tremendous growth in just this 1 year, let alone how you will see it in 4 years.
I've seen tremendous growth.
Academically, I've learned that it's good to be pushed in subjects and work really hard to get where you need to go. The challenges they give you in the classroom kind of helped with challenges outside of school.
Like, it just seems like a normal school. I don't know.
I was named a scholar or winner for the Gates Millennium Scholarship, which will allow me to go to a college of my choice for free tuition. And also,
so look at that. This person right here, of course, many years later had to choose, got the choice of whatever college you wanted to go to.
So to grad school or medical school afterwards. I've been accepted to Brown University, Dartmouth College, and Tufts University.
Woo.
Notre Dame has
Brown, Dartmouth. She got some stuff.
made me a better person physically and mentally and emotionally as far as academics, taking pride in what I do, making sure that I finish everything and be the best that I can be.
Oh, nice editing chops
Notre Dame
there.
has helped me become a much more confident person. When I first came here on my first
Oh,
day.
was this the same stage that Philip would adorn many years later? Not adorn's the wrong word, but is this the same stage that Philip Burnell would grace many years earlier? The same stage? Remember, he had non-speaking parts in plays and stuff. Was this it?
I didn't talk to anybody. I just was really in my own little self, and I didn't go out there. And now I really feel like I'm an outgoing person. I like trying new things, and I like talking to people and meeting new people, and that's a part of me that I never had before Notre Dame.
I mean, the school seems normal.
Our students so much, and we look at the tremendous
Big ups, Kevin. Behind the scenes shot. Yes. Good luck on your poll.
academic achievements of our students, so we know that we are giving them a solid academic background. We see their successes here in school and beyond.
You didn't give a good academic background to Philip Burnell.
At Notre Dame, I'm involved in girls soccer, girls ice hockey, girls lacrosse, Love Life Club, campus ministry.
You can be
Damn,
an
she's in
artist,
everything.
or you can be really good on the sports field and dedicate your time to that.
It allows you to get your education and then go play sport. And
so remember, this is basically an ad, so you know they're gonna make it seem as cool as possible. I mean, you know that. We're all not dumb here. They're gonna make it as awesome as possible.
And go to your drama rehearsal. You don't have to just pick one thing.
The underlying commitment of our school, whether it be athletically, academically, in the arts, is to shape our students and continue to move them towards this commitment to excellence in everything that they do.
Well, you failed on that one.
There's so much community service here and so much faith and learning about how other people need your help, and it's not just about...
Oh, this is where you learn that charity cannot be public. It has to be non-public charity. Let's hear if they say
it really
that, hopefully.
helps to make you a better and more aware person, and just helping others is such a big part of this place.
An imitator of Christ is being imitator of the one who is himself love, who shows us on the cross what it means to love.
I really wasn't involved in service.
I don't know what he said there. We're just going to move
before
forward.
I came here, and now I go to Appalachia every
Big ups,
summer,
Lasagna Cat. They prepared DSP for a mobile game addiction. Big ups. Yeah. We teach our students the value of $1 and the odds on gambling, so they can be better gamblers in the future. That's what they taught.
So I really think that that's going to be a huge part of my life going forward.
We're even sponsoring a trip to Kentucky where we're going to be helping rebuild houses.
Phil wouldn't even know what that is.
This place has an energy that is far beyond just the bricks or the hallways.
Oh, it has some energy.
It's the
Let me tell
history
you
and
that.
tradition of this place over 60 years.
Oh, it definitely has some energy. Double Jenna on the screen. Reno Ryan says, weird to think many of these students probably went to college and are now productive members of society while Phil is sitting on his couch 24/7. Yep.
Just, better yourself. It's bettering yourself and others and being a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Working with young people, I'm most
Would that be the very same hallways where Philip Burnell asked the nerdy Asian to go to prom with him and she laughed and thought it was a joke? It could be.
By seeing the sense of unknown.
Whether they're on the field or they're in the class.
I'll tell you one thing. This place does not seem to be diverse in any way. Right? I mean, is this propaganda we're seeing here?
They know that they have the support from their teachers, from their coaches.
The Catholic community is one which is realizing we're all together, truly, as a family. And although things may be uncertain, we realize that this is a safe place where we're loved, and come no matter what, we're going to see things through together.
This school will help you build as a person. It'll help you reach out to your community. It'll change your life tremendously.
It'll change your life tremendously. It'll change your life fucking tremendously. Well, that's what it fucking did. I'll tell you that. That's Notre Dame High School, where Philip Burnell is confirmed valedictorian. But now we get to the fun part. Now we get to the massive amount of times that Philip Burnell has talked about his life, his school life, and being a valedictorian. Not warning, but just so you know, we're not going to get into any college stories. Those are for a different day. This is about Philip Burnell being a valedictorian. Right? So it's going to be a lot of high school stories and a lot of, even elementary school stories a little bit. But let's get into it now. We have so many fucking clips. Hang on your fucking butts.
And he was like a real close friend of mine. He would come over all the time. Local friends, best thing ever. I even remember saying, I hope one day they make a Ghostbusters 2. And then finally they did, and it was like the best thing ever when I started seeing the previews for Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, I'm sure you like
I had
that.
local friends in the neighborhood.
I had local friends. Why would you just say friends? I had local friends.
My next door neighbor's name was Ned. He was a little bit younger than me, a few years younger than me.
Shout outs to Ned.
One or two houses over.
Thanks for pointing.
There was a kid named Raymond, and he was like a real close friend of mine. He would come over all the time. We would play video games. We would play action figures. We would do all kinds of stuff together.
Sounds very
there were
real.
other neighborhood kids as well that would come.
This is what we did. We did video games. What other stuff do people do? Action figures.
By every once in a while to play stuff, but it wasn't. It was usually that was the core group, the three of us. And
very believable.
As you grow up, start going to school. My first school was St. Ambrose School in Bridgeport, Connecticut. It doesn't exist anymore. It closed down. And I started there in kindergarten, which when
Who starts their life story in kindergarten? Come on. Big ups, Daddy DADK. Even a Catholic school could not reform Philip. Oh, nothing can. Little Wayne, stay in your lane. Come on.
I was 5 years old, and I actually went there all the way through 8th grade. So you're talking 5 years old all the way up to, what is that?
Oh, God. We got the
15,
Sig Heil here,
15,
too.
I think
Nice.
it's 15,
Holding it out, too.
right? 15 years old, 14 or 15. So that's a good chunk of my life. That was a good, 8 years, if not more.
You're talking
that I went
about
to this
school?
It's a
Yeah, school takes a while.
big run, right?
What? I was in school for, let's see, first grade to, let me tell you, 12th grade. It was pretty long. It's crazy, dude.
What other things can you say that you actually did for your life for 8 years? Pretty crazy.
Is that? I was just joking, and he literally said it.
And so, yeah, I went to St. Ambrose School. Is a Catholic school.
Oh, it's Catholic elementary school as well.
Which was weird. I mean, my parents were trying to raise me Catholic, but I only knew the basics about, Jesus or whoever. It was really...
Jesus or whoever. I don't know the basics. Is this Jesus or whatever? Damn, that school failed hardcore if you don't even know if it's Jesus or not. Damn, come on, Notre Dame. What's going on? There's this dude they talked about all the time. Jesus, I don't even fucking know. Whatever it is.
We're trying to raise me Catholic. School is a Catholic school, which was weird. I mean, my parents were trying to raise me Catholic, but I only knew the basics about, Jesus or whoever. It was really when I started going to this school and they started teaching you the religious portions and you start getting into the dogmas and the doctrines and the old...
The dogmas, the doctrines. What did he say? Religious sector? He said a weird word there.
School, and they started teaching you the religious portions and you start...
religious portions. Religious portions. Honey, you still haven't eaten your religious portions yet. Okay, sorry, Mommy.
Guys, we're 70 likes. If you're having a good time tonight, you give the stream a like. We get 100.
Getting into the dogmas and the doctrines and the Old Testament and the New Testament and the old God and the new God that's nice and forgiving.
The new God and the old God? I think he got the wrong religion. What is he talking about, new God and old God? Damn, what happened? What happened? Notre Dame. I'm not trying to slander you today. But what the fuck? He came out thinking there's an old God and a new God.
Forgiving and the Son of God and the Holy Trinity and the sacraments. Oh God, the sacraments. How I had to do all that stuff, and it was like first, getting Holy Communion was like the most important thing on the planet. I remember when I did it, and man,
Jesus made gin from water.
It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy.
Okay, and then the sum up is it was pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so does that sound like something you want to follow and hold so dear that you can't talk about your charity because it's against your religion? Does that sound like something you hold that dear? You said it was pretty crazy. That's the sum up. It was pretty crazy, dude. Let me tell you.
Doing all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then finally, when I graduated from St. Ambrose School, started to become a little bit more independent-minded, started to think a little bit more about when I go to church, what is it that I'm really doing? Right?
So you got bored. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You get bored, yes, but let's hear how he window dresses getting bored.
Right. I'm sitting here on a Sunday. I just remember. I remember this one particular Sunday.
Okay. Top 5 things that never happened. Get ready.
I'm sitting there at church, and everyone's, they're singing, and they're saying their prayers, and blah, blah. Half the people, I swear, they're falling asleep. Half the people are falling asleep in church, literally. They just don't give a shit. They're only...
Because half the people are like 80 years old, and you get tired.
There to go through the motions. The other half are like so into it or whatever, and I'm like... If you really cared about people, wouldn't you be like doing something right now? Like instead of sitting in church,
oh no,
all kind of like reciting at the same time like a cult. Why don't you go work at a soup kitchen on Sunday and help?
Oh my God, he's trying to one up people at church. You fall asleep at work. At least they're doing something volunteering and not asking for anyone's money. Those people that go to church are just trying to learn about something. And they fall asleep. Who's that hurting? And Jay, what's so in the house? Big us, man. Can you imagine Altar Boy style DSP? Oh, God. Can you imagine getting so pissed picking up those donation plates? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they going to a soup kitchen?
Cared about people, wouldn't you be like doing something right now? Like instead of sitting in church, all kind of like reciting at the same time like a cult. Why don't you go work at a soup kitchen on Sunday and help people?
Right.
You know?
Why don't you go help people?
I was like, why am I here? You know, like,
so basically he got to be an older kid and thought church is boring. Okay, that's what he's saying here in as long as possible way.
I could be doing so many better things with my life than sitting in a church and chanting this thing in unison, you know. And that was kind of like the dawn of like independent thought for me, you know.
You've heard of the Leanna era, the Cat era, bankruptcy era. Have you ever heard of the dawn of the new era?
No, where my whole
the dawn of independent thinking era. Big ups, Christian. Legend. Let me read Christian. Speaking of Christians, Christian in the house says standing room only for his valedictorian speech. Yep. Couldn't even see around it. He has to answer that, by the way, not to get derailed here, but he has to. I don't think he's mentioned it yet. I know he talked about it once, like saying like, you people saying this shit, it's just whatever, saying whatever they want. But like one of his fans has to say, dude, there's a video, you know, you can't ignore a video. All right, but here's the dawn of man or whatever. The dawn of the Jin Man.
Whole life I had been raised by my parents and their dogmas and doctrines, and then the Catholic
He's on these buzzwords, dogmas, doctrines.
Church and all that. And it was just this epiphany that happened to me.
Epiphany?
That there may be better things in my life that I could figure out for my own rather than just listening to what everyone told me. Right?
It's called you got bored in church and you just decided to come up with this amazing retcon as to why it was deeper meaning instead of just saying I got bored.
Right. And I started becoming a rebellious youth. I'll be honest.
If you describe yourself as being a rebellious youth, you are not a rebellious youth. That is a stone cold fact. If you say I was a rebellious youth, that means you were not a rebellious youth. That's all I'm saying. That's a fact.
Told me, right? And I started becoming a rebellious youth. I'll be honest. I started becoming a rebellious youth. And so I'd say probably about...
I was jaywalking all over the place. I did my homework, 5 minutes after my mom told me to start doing it.
20 more to hit 100. That's
it was nuts, dude. It was nuts, dude. You couldn't keep track of me. I was out of control. And mom said I could watch TV for 60 minutes a day. I did it for 70 minutes a day. It was intense, dude. They couldn't have a handle on me. I was unleashed, dude. I was on the streets.
Midway through high school.
What?
I started to...
Here we go.
How can I explain? I started to just...
How can I explain? Oh, give me some more time to think about this.
Kind of like almost rebel.
Oh.
Meaning, why am I doing everything that I've been told
my whole life? I thought you were already a rebellious youth. Now we're in the middle of high school. We're starting to rebel. Okay.
School, by the way, I went to another Catholic school course. This is all my parents' idea. Another Catholic...
Oh, it's normal for high school kids to yeah. Oh, my parents' idea, by the way. Fucking assholes, right? Always getting in my life. Choosing things that I have to do, right? Fucking parents, am I right, dudes?
In high school, by the way, I went to another Catholic school course. This is all my parents' idea. Another Catholic school, Notre Dame Catholic school in Fairfield, Connecticut.
You see what he thinks about that school right the fuck there, right? Notre Dame, man, Catholic school. What's up, Logan, in the house? Welcome to the Brunel Enlightenment era. Oh, yeah. Definitely, we're in it. Big ups down 4-punch. I wonder how many snorts and sniffs he did during his valedictorian speech. Good afternoon, Notre Dame. T-pose. My name is Philip Brunel, okay? Well, this is his non-snorting era, right? This is when he can still control it. And the Y-pose. You got the Y-pose card, too, around time.
All my parents' idea. Another Catholic school, Notre Dame Catholic school in Fairfield, Connecticut.
You really think he had a positive time at this school? Look at how he talks about it. Notre Dame.
Completely, them doing shit and telling me what to do with my life.
Imagine your parents telling you to go to school. Fucking assholes, am I right? Always getting up in your business.
And I just basically remember going to this school, and the first 2 years of going to this school, I busted my ass.
Busted my ass. All right, well, if you bust your ass, that would lead to you being a valedictorian, right, guys? But let's hear the rest of the story.
Okay. I bent over backwards. I worked my ass to the bone to have straight A's. Because my parents had convinced me, if you do that, you're gonna go to a great college.
I thought you were a rebellious youth. What? What happened to the rebellious youth? He's so rebellious when his parents told him to do his homework, he did it. And he worked his ass off.
You're gonna get scholarships. You're gonna go places. You could be an important rich person one day.
Look, notice that? You could be an important rich person. That's clearly shows his values right the fuck there. Important, rich person. Notice the people he's most jealous of right now? Important, rich people. That's who he hates the most.
2 years of getting straight A's, okay? I said, why am I doing all this fucking work?
Uh-oh.
I really get the feeling this is not going to pay off. I should be enjoying my high school years, not literally working every fucking moment. So I did...
So another epiphany here. I shouldn't be working. I should be having fun. But yet, he was valedictorian. So does the math add up here? We're going to find out.
That junior year, my whole mentality changed. And even though I continued to still get good grades, maybe it wasn't straight A's, right? Yeah, it's...
So you said right there, it wasn't straight A's. Okay? It wasn't straight A's. Now, when I went to school, to get valedictorian, you had to get straight A's and more. You know? Because there was plenty of people that got straight A's, you know? But this Philip Burnell did not get straight A's. So if we take him on his word, which is very hard, you know, but, you know, just keep that in your mind. It wasn't straight A's.
It's okay to let your kid have...
They were bi-curious A's.
A B, get good grades. Maybe it wasn't straight A's, right? Yeah, it's okay to let...
Straight but curious.
Let your kid have a B every once in a while. I mean, he's stickler fucking parents. And I started hanging out with my friends more. I started doing more things that were, you know, things that youthful teenagers do.
Youthful teenagers do. Right.
Versus just study all fucking day. And I still remember, and it was funny because it all became...
Oh, it's funny. You saw he said it's funny? New counter, guys. New counter in the house. This is the it's funny counter. Where is it? Where'd I put it? I'll find it eventually. Dang, too many buttons. Look at this. I'm searching around like an idiot. Where is it?
She sucks his dick.
Big up, Snow and O'Malley. Where the fuck did I put it? All right, anyways, I'll just do it manually. Manual style, new counter style. Where is it? I lost it. Which fucking shit on this thing? Oh my god, are you serious? Where is it? All right, anyways, we're not getting bogged down with this. Oh, Pristine Wood Knocks in the house. Big ups to Nolan O'Malley says Mama Burnell definitely had to suck some teachers to get Phil valedictorian. Now, that's a theory thrown around, but you know, I've heard that theory myself. But do I believe it? I don't know. Here we go. This is it. This is the not funny counter. Here we go. Boom. There we go. That's our not funny counter. Enjoy.
Came true, of course, when I finally graduated from high school in the year 2000. I was the valedictorian. A lot of people won't believe me. I was the valedictorian of my high school.
So not getting straight A's, not straight A's, but he was a valedictorian. That's what's funny here.
Regardless of the fact that I wasn't like a super nerdy type or anything.
I wasn't a super nerdy type or anything. Okay.
Ended up being the highest ranked in my school. And I didn't get accepted to any of the hoity-toity colleges.
Hoity-toity colleges?
School. And I didn't get accepted to any of the hoity-toity colleges, which...
Hoity-toity.
If you're supposed to be the smartest person that you should get into, right? Yale rejected me. Harvard rejected me. There were 3 of them. I can't even remember what the 3rd one was. But every Ivy League school that I applied to said, no. When you want to know why they rejected me...
Get the hint? Yeah. I don't think Yale and Harvard are interested in people that don't get straight A's, are they? I mean, I'm sure they do take people that didn't get straight A's. But they want the cream of the crop, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't think someone that didn't try should get into Harvard and Yale unless they're fucking like genius level. And we know we're not dealing with that level right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems to me everything checks out. You know? Everything checks out. A non-straight A valedictorian, Harvard and Yale is like laughing you off. Like, all right, whatever. Okay. Nice application, bro. Thanks for the $200 fee. Get the fuck out of here.
It's this simple. Because I'm a white male.
Uh-oh.
Because I don't belong to any of the families that are what they call legacies.
You weren't in one of the 5 families. You're not a part of one of the 5 families.
Rich families that have already sent their kids to those schools. Okay. I didn't have any kind of insanely special quality for me to get in, right?
Well, most people have special quality of having insanely good grades and insanely good extracurriculars and insanely good SAT scores. So clearly you didn't have those extra insanely good things that they want, right?
I didn't know anyone. I wasn't in the in crowd of people who, we got to get him in. And
Oh, we got to get him in.
And I wasn't a minority to hit their minority quotas, and I wasn't a sports star to hit their sports quotas. I was just a smart, normal kid. And that's not...
I was a smart, normal kid. Well, I hate to tell you, but Ivy League schools are interested in normal kids, are they? I don't know enough about it, because obviously I didn't go to one either. But, I mean, I don't think Ivy League schools should be interested in normal-style kids, should they?
Not what Ivy League looks for. Ivy League does not want the smartest kids. They want to keep this conformist group of fucking people, right? These high echelon people, the Bushes, the people who go...
So you literally have to be a son of a president to get to an Ivy League school. Sound good?
Just look at the people who go there and realize their family is gone there forever. Because they're trying to keep this 1% in power, and they know that if you go to those schools, regardless if you're smart or dumb as fucking dirt, you could be the president of the United States. Just look at George W. Bush, the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
Whoa! Dumbest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. Phil Burnell met George Bush. New lore unlocked today. He met him. This is some, like, Scientology-style shit here, you know? He met the president, dude.
You could be the president of the United States. Just look at George W. Bush, the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met in my life, is a fucking idiot. And he was the president of the United States simply because he's in that family and he went to an Ivy League school.
Damn. Phil never talked that strongly about a political figure, though, anymore. He never would. He called him a dumbest motherfucker he's ever met.
A joke. Okay?
I think we're done with high school here in a second. We can move on.
So after years of me busting my ass, when I hit college, I said, fuck this shit. I'm so not busting my ass anymore.
What? When I finished college, he said?
Busting my ass. When
I finished college, I was
So
done?
after years of me busting my ass, when I hit college, I said, fuck this shit. I'm so not busting my ass anymore. It's not worth it. And I realized it's all about who you know and if you're privileged or if you're not. And I knew no one and I wasn't privileged. So I went through college.
Right.
Just going through the most.
Right. He knew it. Big ups, Logan. He can't accept that he had nothing to add to Ivy League schools. He was the top of a Medicare pile. God. Not wrong. But the weird thing is he says he was normal, but I really don't think that Ivy League schools want normal in some way. They want special. I know there's the minority stuff, and I know that's a thing. But, I don't think it was the case here. Let's not get it twisted. Ice Yamamoto in the house says, guess Phil wanted millions of dollars in debt. Yeah, he did get the debt part. He got the debt part of the student experience, but
emotions to get through it. Originally I was going to do computer programming.
Ooh.
That didn't work.
All right, we're not getting
out.
to college.
Fairfield University.
Don't worry. We'll get into college. Will be a different day. We're not getting into college. We're just cutting it right there. So valedictorian, he says it here. He stopped trying. The things we learned from this video is he first 2 years busted his ass. Second 2 years didn't care. Didn't get straight A's. Was the valedictorian. All right. There we go. Mental health matters in the house. I want to read this. I was my high school valedictorian. The graduating class nominated students and then voted. Although I did well in high school, it wasn't only based on grades. But unlike Phil, I went on to earn a PhD. So mental health matters. Was it sorry to single you out, but was it a sort of popularity test style thing then? Because I don't think Phil was going to win that. I mean, call me crazy, but from the stories he's told us, he would not win a popularity contest either, unless it was for the meme. You know what I'm saying? But so that takes away the option of it was a popularity contest. But you tell me, was it a popularity contest? Could it be partly a popularity contest? Mental health matters? I don't know. But he's not winning that, Everyone likes him. And everyone made fun of him. And that one, the nerdy Asian thought it was a joke that he asked her to prom, But anyways, we are back to our next high school story. Well, of course, we go in chronological order. Now we're in 2014, okay?
Okay. Next question. From Silton.
Big up,
I'm
Silton.
trying to see how many more questions we got. Oh, fuck, we've got a ton. All right,
no.
Silton says, hey, Phil. So we know a lot about your views on certain topics, but we don't know some basic things, including, and he asked a few basic questions, which I'll answer right now.
Look at Phil's got the drip going. Look at the necklace. Yeah. True Italian style. Steel around that neck.
What is your favorite color? The majority of the stuff on your channel is red. Is red your favorite color? I don't have.
What's your favorite color?
Favorite junk food? I like a lot of junk food.
What?
Is red your favorite color? I don't have a favorite color because that's stupid.
What? Having a favorite color is stupid, okay?
That's like saying, what's your favorite junk food? I like a lot of junk food. I'm not the person this is my favorite. You know, I like a couple. I like blue.
Answer the question. Come on. What? You can't even answer what's your favorite color and you're valedictorian. This school, man, I'll tell you what. The students that graduate don't know Jesus or whatever, and they can't answer their favorite color. So this school is not looking great. Sorry, I don't want to slander Notre Dame, Fairfield, but come on, man. You're not looking good right now. Maybe it was just this one. Maybe this one slipped through the cracks.
I'm wearing blue right now. I like blue. I like, you know, I like a couple. I like blue. I'm wearing blue right now. I like blue.
Dude, he's popping out the blues on purpose. It's intentional. Wait, where's the blue? I'm wearing... What is this?
Blue. I'm wearing blue right.
He does the pop. The pop. We're blue. There it is. Here comes the pop. You can see the expansion of air right now. Boom. Boom. Money. Yeah. All right, let's go.
I'm blue right now. I like blue. I like black. I'm wearing
Shut
a black
up.
hat.
Answer
like
the question.
Those are probably my 3 go-to colors. All
My
right?
go-to colors.
And of course, there are variations of those that I like more, but those are probably the 3 that I like the most. I don't have a favorite. Okay.
Holy shit, man. Go-to colors.
Next question.
He didn't ask what your go-to colors. What the fuck is a go-to color?
Were you a good student at school? You went to university, so you had to graduate, but your grades and behavior were always good. Throughout high school, I was, for the first 2 to 2.5 years, it almost coincides perfectly when I was crushing on that girl. I was the model student.
Oh, crushing on the girl. Get some girl hype.
Coincides perfectly when I was crushing on that girl. I was the
crushing on that girl. Yeah. Shit, yeah. I was crushing, dude. Crushing hard.
The model student, studied the fuck out of everything, right?
Studied the fuck out of it,
Put in more
dude.
time than anyone else.
I was also a rebellious youth.
Straight A's. No lie. Straight A's.
No lie,
And there were these other girls in the school who were kind of competing with me. And
these girls were competing with him, dude.
It was funny to me because I'll be honest.
He said it was funny to me. I won't count that.
I did. I put in a shitload of time to get straight A's. But after a while, it got easier for me. Like, I don't know why. Maybe my brain just things started catching on more quickly.
Wait, but a scant 2 years ago, from 2004, 1 year ago, 2013, you said that you stopped caring. Now the story is changing already. We're 2 videos in and our story is changing. Here we go.
Like, I don't know why. Maybe my brain just got...
What?
Things started catching on more quickly.
Things started catching on more quickly. My brain started what? Expanding.
And so it used to be I had to study for 3 hours for a test. Now I could study for 45 minutes and do just as well.
I thought you said you didn't care anymore and you wanted to live life. Oh, okay. Now it just takes less time to study. Okay, cool.
Okay.
You got that?
I don't know what it was. It just happened for me. Something kicked in my head.
Yeah, you got bit by a spider.
And I remember these other...
Yeah, just Dave. He got put in a special class. Yeah. That's when he went into our special student program. He had a special bus at that time. That's when I started my own private bus, dude. It was crazy. It was like a little tiny bus. They picked me up. It was crazy. It was awesome, dude.
Other girls were all trying to like stay at the top. There was this one girl who always was just slightly better than me. And then guess what? She had a nervous breakdown, quit school altogether, told her mom to go fuck herself for pushing her so hard, and went to go be a dancer. That was pretty nuts.
All right, that's top 2 things that never happened ever. Like, what percent of that story is true? Probably 1%. Like, the girl, he lost contact with the girl. And, like, he didn't know what happened to her, and that's probably the end of the truth.
So when that happened, I kind of moved up. And
who keeps rankings like this, by the way? I don't know where anyone's ranking was, unless people ask, hey, what'd you get on the test? Oh, well, let me see your report card. That's it. There's no rankings. Who keeps this rankings in high school?
Yeah, I was the valedictorian of my school. I was.
Awesome, dude.
Boy, it was funny because the entire last year and a half of school, I didn't even try. I was like, I would just do the minimum required.
Now he's back to didn't try.
And I would still get straight A's.
Oh, now he got straight A's again.
I don't know, right?
I don't know.
So then when I hit college, I had the opportunity to say, listen, I want...
All right, this is college. We shouldn't be listening to this because it'll take too long, but I got to hear this.
I want to still do well. But you got to understand that when you go to college, things are a little bit more... you have to share
What?
the time of academics also with culture, with fun, with...
Who in the entire earth says you have to share time with school and culture when they go to college? What? We have to get culture. Who says I'm going to get culture? I can't wait to tell my kids when they go to college, if they do, which at that time, probably not. But, you know, go get some culture.
You have to share the time of academics also with culture, with fun, with socializing, all right? Plus, there was the fact, and I've mentioned this...
Yeah, this is the era of him trying to have a social life, I guess. Starting now. I'm taking it back. I'm taking control. Time for me to have a social life.
To the previous Ask the King, I'll mention it again.
What?
In my high school, I was the valedictorian. I had activities under my belt.
Activities, dude. Activities.
Including singing activities.
We definitely played this on the show before. This is my favorite. Activities bullet list. Singing activities. Have you ever had... Do you have those? I don't think so. Singing activities. You know what I'm saying? The fuck out of here. Singing activities.
Valedictorian. I had activities under my belt.
Whoa.
Including singing activities.
Whoa.
You know, clubs. The only thing I didn't have was a sport because I wasn't like a super athletic guy. I wasn't graced with a big build or anything.
I wasn't graced with a big build because, yes, every athlete is graced with a nice build. They never work for anything. They're just graced with it.
So I really wasn't good at any sport. One time I was actually going to go out for...
What is it?
What the fuck do you call it? Not field hockey.
Oh, you really cared a lot about it.
What is the one that they call the guys do with the big sticks? Lacrosse. I was going to...
The guys do with the big sticks.
Field hockey. What is the one that they call the guys do with the big sticks? Lacrosse.
Big ups, Christian. Why does he brag so much to children about high school? Good question. Because he's cool, dude. He's awesome. He's a role model. Look at this stop right here. KO Gaming, single turkey, KO Gaming. Nice pull, nice pull. King Jad, this is for you, my brother. Better get it now.
Lacrosse. I was going to go out for the lacrosse team one year.
Well, lacrosse.
And all my friends wanted to do it. And then
okay, so all right, so no one wanted to do it. Keep going.
We started practicing for it, and they all dropped out. They said it's too hard. I was going to do it.
Oh, we're blaming our friends while we didn't do lacrosse because they quit.
Wanted to do it, and then we started practicing for it, and they all dropped out. They said it's too hard. I was going to do it. I was like, well, if you're dropping out, I'm not doing it.
Oh, and, nothing I could do. My friends dropped out, dude. I'm not doing it. Oh, God, I would love to see him throw that thing around.
So the only thing I didn't have on my resume, the only thing I didn't have on like this thing I was building.
It's called an application. That thing you were building is not exactly Legos, brother.
Was sports, but everything else was on there. Spot was perfect. Great grades, everything. Went above and beyond. High honors classes I took. And
high honors classes, okay. That was the highly supervised classes.
I applied for the Ivy League schools, two, which by the way are incredibly expensive to apply to. Both of them turned me down and said, fuck you, you're white and you're not rich, and you don't know anyone in our school, and you're not a minority quota.
Well, that's an intense rejection letter. I never got a rejection letter like that. It's awesome, dude. They get right to the fucking point. That's intense, dude. That's awesome. Big ups Yale and Harvard for just dropping the truth bombs on their rejection letters. That's very hype. They don't fuck around, dude. Excuse me, you're not white. Get the fuck out of here. Excuse me, you're white. Get the fuck out of here.
That we're trying to get. So fuck you.
Whoa.
And the bottom line is this: the Ivy League schools in America. These great schools like Yale and Harvard don't want the smartest people. They want, number one, people who are friends of the people who've gone there before so they can keep this class of society in power. This 1% that have all the wealth in America, that's who they are, the people that go to Ivy League school. Because if you go to Ivy League school, you can walk in the door of any fucking firm and they'll hire you on the fucking spot. It's ridiculous.
Walk into any firm.
Ridiculous. So it's an inclusive upper crust.
Let's raise it up. Come on. Squeeze banana. Squeeze banana in my mouth. Raise it up, boys. Raise it up. Come on.
Crust club. And because I was white, again, I'm white.
I was white. We have to prove how we're white again. We're on a 2-episode streak of him saying I was white.
It's an inclusive upper crust club. And because I was white, again, I'm white. I'm not rich, so I couldn't pay for the full tuition. I couldn't afford it. I would have needed financial aid. And I was not a minority who they were trying to reach their minority quotas. I wasn't an athlete, so they were trying to reach their athletic quotas. They weren't looking for smart people. That's not what
What are they? They're not looking for smart people, dude.
they want at Ivy League schools.
Oh.
Which is why you can have George
engagement.
Big
today.
ups.
I appreciate
100.
it.
That's a quick 100. Thanks, everybody. Let's get the bubble blow out of the fucking way. I hope it's a good one today. I really hope it's a good one. Let's see what Phil says. Let's see what he says today.
That wasn't a very good one. It kind of sucked. I'm not
Son
gonna
of a
lie.
bitch. God damn it.
George W. fucking Bush. People.
Oh, God.
That's not what
Still
they
has a stick up his ass about George W. fucking Bush.
want at Ivy League schools. Which is why you can have George W. fucking Bush go to an Ivy League school. Because he's a fucking moron. He
Whoa.
becomes the president of the United States just because of that bullshit.
Why does he hate George? He hated George Bush more than any other politician we ever heard before or since, right?
But he's a moron. Just because he's a Bush. And he's in that upper crust.
Raise the roof again.
All right. So when that happened, that was kind of the wake-up call for me. I said, it doesn't matter how hard I really work in my academic career. I'm going to get fucked.
I said the first sign of the rejection from 2 colleges was a sign for Philip Burnell to not try ever again. Sound good? That's all you need. 2 rejections. Stop trying. I don't even care.
Because I don't know anyone. So when I go to college, I'll try. But if it's not working out to the point where, I'm not going to go nuts to try to get straight A's. Straight A's don't matter. And that's the truth. All in college, I got mostly some A's, some B's, a few C's. I think I got 1 D in a class, and that was the class that I dropped out of.
How do you get a D in a class you drop out of, by the way? I believe you get an incomplete or just a fucking E, or you just drop it. But all right. I believe this is the class I dropped out of because I couldn't understand anything they were saying. And let's blame the teacher for that.
Because that was the teacher who I was going to fucking break his face because he wouldn't teach us how to do computer programming.
Oh, yeah. Computer programming, you would love to see Philip Burnell in computer programming class. Like, you have to know the details. You got to it's not something you can bullshit like business. And I say that as I got a business degree, as Philip did. And you can kind of bullshit your way through that. At least I did. Computer programming, you can't bullshit your way through it. At least I can't. You got to really fucking learn it. And Phil would not be good with that. That's like the the worst course for Philip to take is that one. And how did it go? He's blaming his teacher.
Right. And after that, I just didn't care. It was like, I'm just going to pass. And I did. I just passed, and I was good. And that was it. That's how I really dealt with my academic career. Okay.
That's how I dealt with my academic career. Don't try.
Okay.
When things get hard, blame the computer and say you're going to beat his ass. I was going to punch him in the face. Anyways, we're going to move forward positively. Twitter action in the house here, and this is from Philip Burnell on February 6, 2014, saying, apparently, the hot topic from Ask the King isn't my comments on the FGC, but that I revealed I was valedictorian in my high school. Go figure. So people, even back then, in 2014, noticed that it was pretty intense. Mario Faker, by the way, in the house here, a first ever caller to That Being Said podcast, is in a comment, first comment. So did you give a speech? Philip Burnell responds directly, says, yep, it was the best speech ever. Nobody cares about your grades. It's about the experiences and friends you'll remember. How hard did the crowd laugh when he said that? Damn, Phil, that's amazing. But there we go. That's it. Guess brain power in CT is sorely lacking. Many children were left behind there if you're the cream of the crop. DSP phony. 2014. Super Mario back cousin. You should be proud. I wish I was smart like you to earn such a prestigious award. Anyways. Someone asked about something. I don't know what the question was, but he says, I don't know where it is, LOL. It may be locked up in my safe, but honestly, I couldn't tell you for sure. There you go. But that was that. Let's move forward positively. We got another talk about school. We're going to fast forward 2 more years. Of course, Ask the King is a gold mine for this kind of stuff. Let's hear what he's saying here. Come on.
He's let our son in. We're rich and we're able to. Here's the fucking cat in silly things like the chess club and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
He blew it. No one liked Roman Reigns.
Oh God, no wrestling talk.
Let's move on.
Yes, please, please, no. I don't want to hear Roman Reigns.
Squandered potential.
Roman Reigns, squandered potential.
All
exactly.
right, from Jacko Pengilly.
Shout out.
Would you go back to the PlayStation 2 HD collections like Ratchet and Clank 3 and Jak 3 now that there aren't any kind of attention? I would. So if I'm doing one thing that's fun, am I going to drop everything to play Jak
No one cares.
Who
cares?
Got insane attention. Those days are gone.
They're all gone. Those days are
All
already
right.
gone in 2016. Damn.
Next question.
Go ahead.
From this one is actually from the Airy Lord. He says,
Shout out
"Was
to
there ever a
Airy Lord."
university or college besides the one that you went to that you wanted to go to but you didn't have the chance?" Sure.
Here
There
we
were
go.
three of them.
I bring this up because he talks about being a valedictorian here. I know it's kind of a college mention, but it's worth
The one that you went to that you wanted to go to but you didn't have the chance.
it. Okay. Let's see it.
Sure.
Okay.
There were three of them.
Uh-oh.
Two of them were called Harvard and Yale because I had straight A's in high school.
Back to straight A's in high school. All right.
I coasted through all my academics, and
Coasted through now.
I was the valedictorian. Now, it's funny because I mentioned
Uh-oh. It's funny count. Where is it?
you that I wasn't with the nerdy group of kids. I wasn't. I
Uh-oh.
wasn't considered the nerdy group of kids. I was actually the enigma where
I was the enigma. I was the enigma.
I was able to ace everything, but I wasn't the kid who had my head in the books all day. I just
I thought you said you worked your ass off.
had this natural talent.
Natural talent.
To be a book learning person. I would absorb things in class. I would read the books and study at home. And without maximum effort, I would able to ace everything. Okay.
Without maximum effort, I was able to ace everything. So, but it sounds like he studies and then studies at home too. So, I mean, it sounds like you studied and were a good student, like you tried. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, it makes sense if you study at school, study at home. That puts you above probably half the people there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people don't give a shit about homework.
I would read the books and study at home. And without maximum effort, I
would read the books and study at home. So you were a pretty good student, okay? But you rebellious youth, what happened to that?
to ace everything, okay? I had extracurriculars under my belt.
Extracurriculars under my belt. Okay, let's hear these extracurriculars. I hope he says singing. What was it? Singing activities? What was the activity again? I forgot it.
I was in silly things like the chess club and stuff.
Chess club, get fucked, silly thing. How is that silly? And how, I mean, might be different nowadays. But let me tell you what, when I was in high school, I'm younger than Philip, but around the same age. If you were in the chess club, that was 100% you were the nerd. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to make fun of it. Chess is awesome. I want to be better, but at chess. But let's get real. Back in these days, chess was 100% nerdy, but he wasn't a part of that, guys.
Extracurriculars under my belt. I was in silly things like the chess club and stuff
chess
like
club
that.
is silly,
comic book
okay.
Club. But I was also in the drama and musical clubs.
Okay, guys.
And
I do not want to slander any of these clubs, okay? I do not want to slander any of these clubs. But let me tell you something, just honestly. I'm going to say something honestly, open and honestly. Those clubs are somewhat associated with being nerds, especially back in these days, in the late 90s, all right? Chess club, drama club, and music club. I'm sorry, but those were kind of seen as the nerdy ones. You know what I'm saying? So nothing wrong with them. They're awesome. But they are seen as the nerdy ones. And Phil is trying to tell us that he was not seen as nerdy. Okay.
Club. But I was also in the drama and musical clubs. And I actually had, I was doing volunteer work. I was actually working at a Jewish home for the elderly that was right nearby my school. So I had like all this big thing of extracurricular stuff that I had built up over the time that I was in high school just for preparing for college. And I applied to both Yale and Harvard.
They applied to two schools.
But here's the catch.
What's the catch?
Here's the fucking catch, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it we gonna get another fish from Dave right now?
I applied for financial aid.
Oh, story's changing now. Now it's about financial aid. Yeah, Phil was in the Latina Enjoyers Club. That's for fucking sure. He loves his Latinas.
And that was my mistake. Because the bottom line is, one of two things. If I was in the know, I had friends or relatives who had gone to those Ivy League schools, or if I were rich and I could have paid the entire insanely high tuition of those colleges, or if my parents were rich and were able to send, we're going to just donate money to your college, please let our son in, I would have gotten in. The problem was, as I've already mentioned, I wasn't rich. I was very middle class, didn't have a lot of...
parents paying $16,000 for high school. I mean, that's middle class, I guess, but I mean, it's not like they were hurting for money, I'll tell you that, unless they worked their ass off just for that fucking school. If they did, respect for them. But, you know, I wonder, I mean, both elementary school and high school were private fucking Catholic school. That's a lot of money, man.
Of money, and I didn't have money to go to college. So I needed to get financial aid, And basically, just off of that premise, it wasn't my extracurriculars, it wasn't my academics. It was based off the fact that I wasn't a rich white person. I was denied entry to those colleges. It wasn't the qualification.
Whoa! I thought you said if I wasn't a rich white person. So now they want rich white people.
Because, by the way, there were 2 or 3, I think it was 3 kids from my high school, none of which had anywhere near my grade point average. All right.
Let's see what they might. Let's hear what kind of style they are.
But they were into athletics. So guess what? They got.
They were into athletics. Probably means they were fucking badass at whatever sport they played.
Got into Ivy League. What the
Imagine
fuck?
that.
So
they excelled in a field. Imagine that.
Purpose of college is to get an education. But you admit kids to your college who aren't as smart as kids who are smart and work harder because you want them to play.
I thought you said you coasted.
Sports. That's how colleges work in the United States. So it's not about actually educating people anyway. It's about money. So they wanted these kids to come play sports for them so that they could make money. And they let them into Ivy League schools. And by the way, those kids are off and are rich. They're filthy rich. I tell you right now, they're all filthy rich because I know 2 of them, they went on to these brilliant careers and stuff that had nothing to do with fucking sports. They're filthy rich because they went to Ivy League school.
Okay, first of all, so hard Xing to Gout he has any clue where those fuckers are. 0 chance. Unless they're like in the NBA. But he said they're not. They're not about with sports. So because they went to Harvard, in his mind, if you go to Harvard, you're going to be a brilliant, rich person. That's what he's saying.
They went on to these brilliant careers and stuff that had nothing to do with fucking sports. They're filthy rich because they went to Ivy League schools.
Yeah, they're filthy rich. Yeah, exactly, Titus. That's exactly it. He thinks they went to Ivy League school, so they are set up for life. Once you get in there, fuck, easy street, guys. Who gives a shit, man? Don't even care.
Not me. No, not me. Because I wasn't in. Because I was smart. God forbid. I was blessed with intelligence, not with massive athletic skills. So because of that, I can't get into a school that's supposed to be for intelligence.
Calm down, bro.
There was one other college I did want to go to.
Oh, I got this for the perfect situation for this.
It was called Boston College.
Oh, Boston College.
And I applied to it. And similarly to the school that I ended up going to, Fairfield University, I did get accepted.
Ooh.
And I did get granted financial aid. But
what?
But catch-22 here. I was granted financial aid and a scholarship.
Logan in the house says, remember, there were plenty of better creators when Phil was at the top of YouTube. One could use the same argument against Phil. Sometimes it's luck. Yeah, absolutely.
But it was a partial scholarship.
Scholarship.
And being that this was in Boston, Massachusetts, so I would have had to move from Connecticut to Boston, Massachusetts. It would have been an expensive move. My parents would have had to buy a lot of things for me. They wouldn't have seen me a lot. The college was much more expensive than if I had just stayed home and went to Fairfield University. Okay.
This is kind of getting too much college talk.
Boston, I'm anything in Connecticut.
Yeah. How is that a catch-22, by the way? Yeah, good point. Is that a catch-22?
Had a life in Boston, Massachusetts, completely separate from anything in Connecticut. And maybe could have got connections there or whatever. It would have been, my life could have been very, very different. Because the bottom line is this: if I had moved out of Connecticut to Boston, Massachusetts for college, I would not have been playing Street Fighter anymore. I would have given up the competitive Street Fighter thing that I was doing during that time period to focus on college and making friends. In my life, I could have never been involved with the internet ever. Never.
Hold on. So because you went to Fairfield, that means you didn't concentrate on school stuff? I just want to get that right. Because I went to... Oh, he said bottom line? Oh, bottom line. My bad. So wait, we're up to 3 already. Hypes. So he because he went to the close school, that means he didn't have to concentrate? Hold on.
Never made a video to focus on college. Would have given up the competitive Street Fighter thing that I was doing during that time. Very different. Because the bottom line is this: if I had moved out of Connecticut to Boston, Massachusetts for college, I would not have been playing Street Fighter anymore. I would have given up the competitive Street Fighter thing that I was doing during that time period to focus on college and making friends. In my life, I could have never been involved with the internet ever. Never made a video. It could have been a completely different life from where I am now.
Sadly, that's the good timeline for you.
But the main decision that led to me not going to Boston College was financial because of my parents. And the bottom line is this.
Blaming his parents for this. That's another bottom line, by the way. Blaming his parents now for
My parents told me, they said, Phil, we want you to go. Actually, I take that back. They said Philip. They always call me Philip. They never call me Phil. They said,
I shall call you Philip for the rest of the day then, Philip. Let's go, Philip.
I want you to go. Actually, I take that back. They said Philip. They always call me Philip. They never call me Phil. They said, Philip.
Go ahead, Philip.
We want you to be happy. We want you to go where you want to go.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Go ahead.
So if you want to go to the more expensive college, we are absolutely willing to let you go. But understand, it's a more financial burden and everything, and yada, yada, yada. And I looked at the options, okay? And I said, well, if I go to Fairfield...
I ignored all the shit they said and just thought about my own self. Here we go. I figured, what's best for Philip? That's what I made my decision on.
Fairfield University, I'll have this much of a loan that I'll have to take out in my name. If I go to Boston College, I'll have this much of a loan that I'll have to take out in my name, which was a much higher loan. Plus, the financial burden on my parents was going to be more initially to even pay the tuition because, like I said, the scholarship that I was offered for Boston College was much less than the one that I was offered for Fairfield University. And there was also the factor that at Fairfield University, I'm at home. So I'm not paying for room and board. I'm not paying for tons of moving costs or anything like that versus everything moving to Boston would have been very expensive. So I looked at everything and I said, potential new life, restarting my own life in Boston.
Restarting my own life. Dude, you're going to college. That's kind of the point.
But financial burden on both me and my parents for an extended...
He doesn't get into details here, but I'm wondering, he keeps saying financial burden for me and my parents. So his parents aren't paying all of it, but he got a scholarship too. So we got a scholarship. Mommy and daddy's paying some, and Philip's getting a loan for the rest, I guess.
Period of time for my own personal whatever pleasure gain, whatever you want to call it, or biting the bullet, staying home, kind of just doing what I was doing all along, being a Street Fighter player and all of that.
Being a Street Fighter player? Anyone can say that. I'm a Street Fighter player, dude.
But also going to college and maybe getting a job around here rather than going to Boston and starting a new life. And yeah, there would be financial burdens, but it would be much less on myself and my parents in particular. Paying much less money for me to go to Fairfield University than it was for Boston College. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing.
It sounds like, it just sounds like he's lazy. I mean, let's get real. It sounds like he chose the lazy of the two options. The non-scary option. That's what it sounds like to me. Lasagna Cat in the house. Fairfield has acceptance rate of 55%. Boston College has an acceptance rate of 15%. That is the real answer here. Well, he said he was accepted to BC, though. So, did he say Boston College or a college in Boston? But this is not a college episode, but we're deep in the college shit now.
Not thinking of myself. And I decided to go to Fairfield U instead. I had the opportunity to start a whole new life, and I gave it up because I didn't want to put that kind of crazy burden on my parents. Now,
he explains all the thought that went into it and then whittles it down to the option that makes him look the best. So he said, like, all the financial burden on himself, financial burden on his parents, financial burden on, I have to start a new life over there. And at the end, he says, I thought about my parents. Well, then why'd you tell us all these other things you thought about?
I decided to go to Fairfield U instead.
Fairfield U.
I had the opportunity to start a whole new life, and I gave it up.
Thanks, Linda.
Because I didn't want to put that kind of crazy burden on my parents. Now, who knows what would have happened? I could have went to Boston, and it could have went wrong, too. I could have went out there and hated it. And now all that money, I don't know. You never know. You can't really second guess yourself in life, right? If this was only a video game, you could go back to that critical choice, make the other choice, and play it out.
Make it a video game.
And see how it would have happened. But that's not it. This isn't Life is Strange. We can't rewind and see what would have happened.
Shout out to Life is
Strange. I could have been a crazy different person right now than I am if
you could be Max.
If that were the situation. I don't know.
You could be Chloe. You can make him make out. I see Mr. Relic. Rewind. We already showed the newspaper clipping of that he really was valedictorian. That is confirmed. Next, we're going a little bit forward. Now we're getting to the modern times where we're farther removed from his original tellings, where we can see where this is usually where stories diverge, right? We get many different paths. We get the multiverses of stories now. And here we go. We got a lot of fucking these to go. Let's roll.
I don't know what this patch improved. Big Boy Dumper says that
shout outs to Big Boy Dumper.
That I was valedictorian of my high school. No, it's true. I was valedictorian. I'm incredibly smart. It's just that the things that I found myself getting into that were popular weren't things that I was educated about.
the things that I found myself getting into, I wasn't educated about. I'm not even sure what he's talking about. Let's see if he goes on here. What were you into? Look at this gameplay. He's crawling. Great gameplay.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Dude, this line is ever eluding me. Ever.
He says I'm incredibly smart, and then says this line is ever eluding me. Right.
I gotta run. I have.
Right, we're done. It looks like he's done. Don't worry. We got 18,000 more like that. Battlegrounds is a treasure trove.
I know that sounds crazy, but that makes sense. My GPA was 4.0.
Here we go.
My GPA was 4.0 in high school. I know that sounds crazy, but it was.
So again, that's already a little bit of a retcon, right? He said he didn't get straight A's. Okay, so he got the first 2 years were straight A's, and the last 2 years were not straight A's. As he said earlier, he said 4 years previous, but now he got straight A's. So, where's the truth?
I was valedictorian. I had a GPA of 4.0. Technically, I think my GPA should have been higher than 4, but my school wouldn't allow it. So they just gave me a 4.0. Like, I did extra credit shit and stuff that should have given me credits, but they just gave me a 4.0 anyway.
Yeah, 4.0 means straight A's. Yeah, 4.0 means 100% A's. Okay, so that's what that means. That's what he's saying. So, but he did say I didn't get straight A's. Remember the A's were bi-curious? So what happened to those? I guess they decided they're not bisexual and went heterosexual 100%. Anything else to say about
Casey
this?
His life says you didn't even watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2. No, I did watch that, but not on Netflix.
I don't give a shit about that. All right, next, we're still in Battlegrounds. Still the same fucking week.
Because Zora wants to know about my craziest college party ever. How many girls?
Oh yeah.
Girls were
this should not be here, but it's funny. So
there. I couldn't answer that. What I can tell you is because I was the valedictorian of my high school, I got not a full ride because no colleges were offering a full ride for pretty much anybody.
X to gal. They weren't offering full rides to anybody. What about those two gentlemen you told us about earlier? Those sports style gentlemen. I thought they got full rides to Yale and Harvard, right?
Because no colleges were offering a full ride.
Okay. No college offer full ride.
Not a full ride because no colleges were offering a full ride.
Okay.
For pretty much anybody.
Right.
Unless again Ivy League school and they had requirements for it or whatever.
Ivy League school and they had requirements for it. The lie density is so thick right now.
Which I didn't fit.
Which I didn't fit, meaning you didn't qualify for the full ride scholarships that you just said 10 seconds earlier didn't exist for anybody. Okay? Keep up, everybody. Keep up.
I was white and I needed money.
White and money.
I don't want that.
I'm going to read this one. I'm going to go through this one more time. Okay? Almost no one was getting a full ride scholarships unless they had the requirements. Okay? But one of those requirements was he was white and didn't have money. If you get a full ride scholarship, though, you don't need money, right? But I guess you don't have that. Okay. Keep up. It's tough. It's very complicated. We get these web of lies.
This is the because I was white and I needed money.
I was white. We need an I was white counter. I never thought I needed that kind of counter, but we're up to 2 I was white today.
I don't want this. Yeah, this is the S. I don't want that. Automatic fucking shotgun.
He was white.
Another shotgun. Wow, you're giving me all the shit I literally don't want. So I'm gonna skip those.
Any other thoughts?
So, in college, I got a partial scholarship, not a full scholarship, but a partial scholarship.
Partial.
And I got the best room, no lie, one of the best rooms on campus. It was me and my roommate. We were best friends in high school, and we both went to the same college. We got a
as he runs into a fence.
Campus. It was me and my roommate. We were best friends in high school, and we both went to the same college. We got a corner room. We were the only people on the entire floor of my dorms that had our own bathroom, and our room was twice the size of everyone else's room. So we brought in a mini fridge. It was basically the party fucking.
We brought in a mini fridge. Oh yeah, no dorms had mini fridges. How dare you have a mini fridge? God, we're going to do a college episode. I know this is like bleeding into the college episode, but this is too good.
It was twice the size of everyone else's room.
Whoa.
So we brought in a mini fridge. It was basically the party fucking room. We had people over every night drinking. smoking, all the shit you're not supposed to do. And
I thought you were a rebellious youth. This should be things you do all the fucking time, rebellious youth.
Got into major trouble for it. We had, I'd say probably 3 different major parties.
3 different
2 of them we got looked out.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. If you can remember parties like that kind of number, you didn't have enough parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have parties in college, it's not like, I mean, for me at least, I know it's my experience. Maybe everyone's different. I don't remember like, oh yeah, we had 3 major parties. It just, you have them. There's parties all over the place, and you don't know where one stops and one ends. That's how I remember it. I'm not like, yeah, we had 3 parties this year. It was great. There's parties every night. And like maybe on Monday it's a little slow and Tuesday might not. But if you're looking for it, you can find it. You know? We had 3 major parties, okay? We had 3 majors. Did you get to see a lot of ankles during your college days? Yes, I did see a lot of ankles. What were college parties like in the 80s? I wouldn't know. I was too young.
We had about, I'd say probably 3 different major parties.
Okay.
2 of them we got looked out and didn't get caught out at all. And then the third one, there's a big story behind it, and I'm not going to get into it tonight. Basically, someone pulled a fire alarm while we were doing a crazy-ass party. And
I thought, I'm not going to go too much into the derail right now. He said someone pulled the fire alarm. I thought someone popped a pipe or something, right? If I remember correctly, I know, chat, you'll know better than me, but I thought someone broke a pipe or something, right?
And it would have been okay if it was like the first hour of the party where we could get everyone sober and everything and cleaned up and get them out. Because when there's a fire, they have to check every...
What? If it happens early enough, you can get people sober? It's not how it works. If the party starts early enough, you can get people... you can get people sobered up? You just walk home. I am so doubting every aspect of this story now. Get people sobered up. You're on the campus. You get the fuck out. All right, guys, party's over. Everyone walks away.
We could get everyone sober. A crazy ass
I gotta hear this again.
And it would have been okay if it was like the first hour of the party where we could get everyone sober and everything and cleaned up and get them out.
How are you gonna get people sober? What do you have? You giving them what are you doing? You giving them a bump or something so they got their energy back or what? What are they doing? How do you what?
Because when there's a fire, they have to check every room, make sure no one's still in the rooms.
So from the time someone pulls a fire alarm, you are hoping that if the party started early enough, you could get people sober and out of there. Just keep up, everybody. Keep up. This is a tough one to follow right now. I think we're all going crazy again. Healing Seattle air, that's exactly what they needed. Bacon pancake, that's what they needed. 2 bumps. 2 bumps of Healing Seattle air in the left each nostril, and you are fine. You get sobered up right away. What the fuck is going on here?
Sadly, they pulled it like 3 hours into the party. It was the middle of the fucking night, like 1 in the morning. Everyone was drunk or high, and...
So it sounds like a party, okay.
There was no way we were getting all the people out of the fucking room, dude.
I thought you had to sober them up first. We can't get everyone out of the room? This party, man, I wonder if there was a party going on in Philip's room, and he's kind of like there, and like doesn't understand how anything happens, and he hears like a fire alarm go off, and like, I don't know. It's impossible. It's impossible to understand. It's impossible to understand. I'm not trying anymore. I give up.
We got caught out. We got majorly caught out, and
majorly caught out.
Luckily, I didn't get suspended, but I got put on a ton of community service. I was very happy they didn't take away my scholarship. But no, I mean, at college, for that first semester that I went to, when I say college, by the way, I mean university. I realize outside the United States, people call it university.
What? That doesn't need any parentheses, does it? University.
Not college.
Uh-huh.
My first year of university was wild, where basically I did whatever the fuck I wanted.
Oh, yeah. I did whatever the fuck I wanted. Yeah. The teacher recommended I study for 3 hours. I said, fuck it. I'm studying 2. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Thanks, Dave B. And I saw Dead School. You said it too. He cut it with a knife. Yeah, a Bowie knife was the exact storyline there. Fuck it. No, I don't. I was gonna look it up, but come on, we'll get so fucking derailed if we do that.
I smoked. I did everything possible. Girls constantly. The door was like a revolving door.
Uh-huh.
Come in and party. I banged a bunch of girls. You know, just oh my god, the party room. Come in and fucking bang us. And shit. It was pretty
It was revolving. We found the top one thing that never happened. We found it today. Remember where you were. We found the top one thing that never happened. We just found it. Let's hear this again. Whoo, mama.
Fuck, I wanted. I drank. I smoked. I did everything possible. Girls constantly. The door was like a revolving door. People would come in and party. I banged a bunch of girls. You know, just oh my god, the party room. Come in and fucking bang us and shit.
They came in and banged us. They came in and banged us, dude. Oh god. How much you would have bet his roommate was banging him and Phil's pretending to sleep? They were banging us, dude. They walked and banged us. They were banging us, dude. We got 3 bangs last night. I got 4 bangs. They came in and I banged like 4 total bangs. It was incredible, dude. We were banging them on the ceiling. They gave me a bang on the bed, banging in the hallway. They were banging everything. It was crazy. We were the Bang Brothers. We were the Bang Brothers.
You know, just oh my god, the party room. Come in and fucking bang us and shit. It was pretty nuts. It was pretty fucking wild.
It was pretty wild. We had 4 alcohols, 3 leaves, and we had like 4 bangs one night. It was nuts. We were the Bang Brothers, dude. It was nuts. We were banging. We had some weed. I had 4 weeds. It was nuts, dude. Yeah. How many movies is this, how many movies is this wrapped into one? We had a mini fridge. It was nuts, dude. Girls would just bang. They would like, hey, can I bang? And we'd be like, yeah, you know, because like you got to bang, right? It was nuts, dude. I touched a girl's boob one time. It was like weird. It's like a bag of sand. It felt great, dude. It was amazing. We were bang. We had the party room, dude. Oh my God. It's nuts.
But that being said,
shout outs. What happened?
After that, it was basically the rest of my university life sucked ass because once we got caught out at that party, basically I was given an ultimatum. They were like, if we ever catch you doing anything wrong ever again at school, we will revoke your scholarship.
Oh, right. Okay. I know sometimes parties do get shut down. Definitely happened when I was in school too. But you know what happens the next fucking week? You do another fucking party. And you just try to care a little bit more about not like doing, not care about getting caught a little bit less. You don't just shut it down, like an ultimatum. Come on, dude.
And possibly suspend or expel you. And I was like, well, I'm fucked because I can't even afford to come here if I don't have my scholarship anymore.
Oh, right,
so after that, I moved off campus after the first semester, and I just commuted for my classes after that. And
I wonder the true story there, right? Like, did his parents say, did he really get in trouble? And his parents like, oh, you're coming home, bitch. Fuck it. I wonder.
The party was over. The fun was over.
We had 3 total parties. We had a lot of bangs, 4 leaves. Let's hear it again. Okay, I'll back it up. You got it like some rice. Let's hear this again.
And possibly suspend or expel you. And I was like, well,
they might possibly suspend or expel you.
Fucked, because I can't even afford to come here if I don't have my scholarship anymore. So after that, I moved off campus after the first semester, and I just commuted for my classes after that. And the party was over. The fun was over.
Yep, 3 whole parties. A college career of 3 whole parties. I didn't hear that nuclear detractor. Is that coming up? I got a lot more clips to play, so it could be there, but I don't remember that. But there we go. No more bangs for me. Bang, bang. Okay, he's not.
Yeah, I did a 50-bit cheer, and he says, good luck at the beginning of a match. A player who knows Battlegrounds means instant death later.
Shut up. Okay. Whatever. We're still on Battlegrounds. Still on Battlegrounds.
It is. I was the valedictorian of my high school. Why wouldn't I have a 5-bit cheer? Back in the USSR.
Oh, God.
Lick my sphincter, please. The 25 to cheers.
What are these names? How come we always have these unhinged names? Like every week we do. All right, what is this one again? I think it's Lick My Taint. What was it? Lick My something.
In the USSR. Lick my sphincter, please. The 25 to cheers. Is it
Lick My Sphincter, please. Shout outs to Lick My Sphincter.
USSR?
Swallow
Lick
my
my
nut.
sphincter, please. To the 25 to cheers says, is it true that you applied to Ivy League schools? Yes, it is. I was the
Ooh.
valedictorian of my high school. Why wouldn't I have applied to Ivy League schools? Of course I did.
Of course I did, fucks. I applied to a whole 2.
And I toured them and everything. And I told you, literally.
He toured them. Oh, that's news. That's news. He toured them and everything. That's a pretty fucking far trip, isn't it?
The reason I was rejected was because I'm white and I needed money. If I were white,
I'm white and I needed money.
White and rich, it could pay my way. If I were white and I had family who had gone to there, so I was a legacy, or if I were a minority, I would have made it in. But because I was white and I needed money,
I was white. There it is. That I was white counter is getting higher and higher.
I got rejected.
Uh-huh.
That's the way that the Ivy League schools work in the United States of America, folks.
Yep. No one smart gets in there. There's so few white people at those schools. It's incredible. The rate of black people in Yale is like 99%, dude. He's not lying. It's incredible. 99%. Amazing, dude. No white people ever get in there.
Tokyo Trump asked how many people were in my graduating class.
Tokyo Trump. Shout outs to Tokyo Trump. How many people were in his graduating class? We know the correct answer for this, by the way. We showed it earlier. 150 something?
I have no idea. I don't fucking know.
What's he going to say? Come on.
To that shit.
Answer it. You have a guess? Like, you have a guess. I don't care what, if you little you care, you have a guess.
I don't pay attention to that shit.
I don't pay attention to it too, but I know it was about 150. Oh, God.
I literally have no clue how many were in my graduating class.
Can you guess? Yeah, like some rice, definitely would play it. Can you please guess?
Ratchet Fan says he wants to go to the 2019 Royal Rumble. Do I have any tips for someone aiming to go to a WWE pay-per-view live?
Oh, God, we got to hear this now. Go ahead.
Sure, number one.
What?
If you stay at a hotel, what I would recommend...
Bang the guy you come with, because it's super fun. You can have 4 bangs, and there's mini fridges.
And to stay at one far away, and then drive a while to get to the pay-per-view. The reason I say that is because...
Take someone hot with you, because it makes it much more enjoyable.
Hotels near those events are insane.
Get your friend to drive you.
Insanely exorbitantly priced on purpose for people who don't know the area and don't want to drive. So you'll be paying 2 to 3 times more for a hotel if you get one close than if you get one much further away. That's number one.
So get a hotel 4 hours away from WrestleMania. That sounds good. What's your next tip? Yeah, bring your wet wipes when your ass starts sweating.
Number 2, don't eat at the venue. The venue has incredibly overpriced food. Drinks, there's not much you can do about. If you're thirsty, you're fucking thirsty. But I don't recommend eating at the venue. It's usually crap food, and it's massively overpriced.
Yeah. Whoever thought about going to eat before you go into fucking WrestleMania? If you're at WrestleMania, you're not there for the fucking food, dude. I wouldn't even think about the food there. Okay.
And I know this sucks because the Royal Rumble, you won't be able to do it. I was able to do it at WrestleMania.
What?
It just so happened. The WrestleMania I attended, the main event was The Rock versus John Cena, which I did not give 2 fucks about. I just didn't care about this.
Oh, look at this.
I was super angry that CM Punk dropped the title to The Rock. I thought it was...
I was super angry. This dude's above 30 years old, man. Above 30, and you're super angry about something happening on a fucking wrestling ring? I was super angry, dude. That ruined my winter. The winter of 2018 was dark for me. You know why? Because he dropped the title, dude.
It was a waste of time. So that being said...
shout outs.
I left during the main event, and I was able to get the fuck out of there. And
Dude, how much those tickets cost, and you left during the main event? If you're leaving during the main event, that means you didn't care enough to pay the tickets that you did. Holy shit, man. What is he, WrestleMania, right? That's the most expensive thing there is, isn't it? I don't know anything about it, but I'm guessing.
Being said, I left during the main event, and I was able to get the fuck out of there and not sit in an hour of traffic.
What a grandpa, by the way. What a fucking grandpa. Like, I remember going to, I never went to wrestling shit, but I remember, going to see Metallica when I was, 16. First time driving and stuff. That fucking drive home in the traffic is, part of it. It's part of the experience. Because, like, you know, you're not going anywhere. The traffic's so fucking thick. Everyone's blaring fucking music, and you are in heaven, you know, because you love it that much, right? But, like, look, what is this? He gets out of there. He gets out of there before it's even over, and he paid $1,000 a ticket. Thank you for that. That is an incredible waste of money. Come on.
Leave, but you're watching the Royal Rumble. You know the Rumble will be last. You want to see who wins the Rumble. Therefore, you can't leave early. So that third party of advice,
That's a
you can't
negative?
abide by, so.
That's a negative? He was trying to give someone advice to leave early. Yeah, when you buy tickets to the biggest event on the calendar, leave early. DSP tries it, leaving early. DSP's pro tips for seeing wrestling events. Leave early. What? Yeah, talking about the event on the way home? God, if we ever interview John Rambo, I'm asking about this. Don't let me forget it. I'll be like, dude, were you pissed when he made you leave from an event you wanted to fucking see?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, God. All right, we're done with this. Unless there's any other unhinged takes he has, we can sneak in. Oh, just dead air. Hello? Hello? Burnell? Sorting cat, pulls a cat, bell cat. All right, Jesus Christ, I'm leaving this. All right, next up, we go to 2018 still. Big year for talking about being a valedictorian here.
Wow. Jenna
Got us to who?
Source Rex Trudy said that Phil stands for pleasant, handsome, intelligent lover of games. I don't know about that.
What?
I don't know about being handsome. I guess I'm semi-intelligent.
Uh-oh.
Considering I was valedictorian of my high school.
Well, that's a step down. He said earlier that he was very intelligent. Now I guess I'm semi-intelligent.
Considering I was valedictorian of my high school.
Ooh.
Watch it just throw. Give me a fireball.
Let's hear him complain about inputs for a second here first. Part of the experience.
Yes, counter hit, counter. Look at that. Counter hit, counter hit, counter hit. When every hit of hers is a counter hit, it just means the game's reading your inputs like crazy and cheating, you know?
The game's reading your inputs and cheating. Yep, exactly. The game is reading your inputs and cheating. Okay, done with that. Fuck that shit. We're back to H1Z1. Still 2018, though.
Dignon cheered 100 bits.
Dicknon. Shoutouts to Dicknon. We gotta have, like, what's your favorite name you heard in the week? Because there's, like, unhinged names. Here's Dicknon.
Oh, let's see. Dignon cheered 100 bits.
Is that Dignon or maybe I heard that wrong? I think it might be Dignon.
Just Phil, you said you were valedictorian. Where did you take your dates for prom? I didn't go to prom.
Ooh.
I didn't go. My friends and I, none of us went.
My friends and I, we heard a different story about that, didn't we? Are you going to say how you didn't want to go?
Huh?
Let's hear this shit. Let's hear how he didn't want to go now.
Just kind of went and hung out and did fun stuff with you know, as friends instead. We didn't,
What?
You know, we didn't have dates. We didn't go to prom. We didn't really give a shit.
Oh, you didn't really give a shit. He tried to go with 3 different people. 3 different people. Okay? We went over this in the show. First, the first girl was his longtime crush, who he decided to let go with who she wanted to go with. Next, he asked the nerdy Asian, right? And then the third person who said, if I can't find somebody, do you want to go? She asked like 4 different people, bought the ticket for her, and then she said, fuck you. But yeah, he didn't care. He didn't care. He had 3 possibilities he went for and bought the tickets for something he didn't care about. Don't you love a good retcon?
Instead, we didn't, you know, we didn't have dates. We didn't go to prom. We didn't really give a shit.
Yep.
We did not really give a shit.
Yeah. I get why you didn't give a shit after you had 3 different possibilities that all fell through.
We were kind of the indignant group in high school who kind of wanted to be like
the
loners. We didn't want to be part of like the mainstream groups.
Oh, mama, hold on. We are witnessing a legendary take here. Hold on. I'm going to rewind it. I won't talk over it this time. Hold on. We got to hear the full take here. This is intense. He is going to say how outsiders are right fucking pull for this one. He is going to say how he chose to be, right? Here we go. Let's see how he chose to be not in the in crowd. Whoa, who just got it? Age Sicky just got the first triple taco, 128 times. Big ups to Age Sicky, the first one ever, right the fuck there.
The indignant group in high school who kind of wanted to be...
Start again, Har, sorry.
We were kind of the indignant group in high school who kind of wanted to be like the outsiders and the loners. Who didn't want to be part of like the mainstream groups and the mainstream cliques.
We didn't want to be part of the mainstream groups and the mainstream cliques. I'm sure it was a very, very positive choice, right? Very active, very something you tried to do, right? Very sure of that, aren't we? Very sure. Kool-Aid bath with Jenna on screen. Shout outs.
Whoa! That's a pretty good starting weapon right there, man. The Marauder. Pretty damn good.
Let's see if he goes on anything else here.
Again, well, it was, what how did the story about meeting a wrestler at your Best Buy when you worked there go again? Well, it was, what's his name?
Hold on. This is new lore to me. He met a wrestler at Best Buy? This is new lore. Gotta hear this. Hang on.
About meeting a wrestler at your Best Buy when you worked there go again? Well, it was, what's his name?
What's his name?
Stevie Richards.
Stevie Richards. Shout out Stevie Richards.
He's tall as fuck. It's funny because on TV he doesn't look that big. The guy's giant. Like, literally, he's huge. Okay? And I met him and I said, oh, I recognize you, man. You know, I shook his hand and I said, it's a shame that they don't give you, enough TV time. I know you're a really good wrestler from ECW. Is there Thanks for the membership.
Stevie Richards, I found him. Here he is. This is Stevie Richard. Big up Stevie Richard. I've never seen him, but Phil knew him. Shout out to Stevie Richard. This is Stevie. Oh, sorry about the poll. I covered the poll. Generation of Jade, Living Dead Girl. Generation of Jade. Stevie Richard. And he, of course, Phil goes like exactly what the guy doesn't want to talk about, wrestling at Best Buy. Like, dude's trying to pick up a CD. And he's like, and Phil's like, hey, I got a question about dude, about the spot you did last night. Let me hear this. Hold on.
They don't give you, enough TV time. I know you're a really good wrestler from ECW. Is there a reason why they don't give you more time on TV and why they don't give you like a push? And he goes, yeah, I'll tell you exactly why. It's like I signed with the company and I was at a dinner party / drinking, party after party, cocktail party. And one of the VPs of the company basically grabbed my wife's ass right there in front of me. And I said, what the fuck are you doing? I grabbed him, pushed him away. I said, who the hell do you think you are? And ever since then, I've basically been blacklisted. And every time I've been in WWE, they treat me like shit. I end up being like...
Does anyone know if this is true or not? I mean, it seems like if he's making a YouTube... He says he's a YouTuber now. So he probably would talk about that if it's true. Has he talked about that? I don't know who the fuck this is, but... Hey, excuse me, wrestler. Why are you not getting a huge push? He was like, dude, I'm trying to buy a CD. I'm trying to buy a CD, please. I mean, if he's a YouTuber, he would absolutely talk about that story. If he's out of the company now, right? Why not? But anyways.
Like an undercard guy. They never give me a push because of that. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But I'm sure shit like that goes on all the time. I'm sorry to say, it probably does, So. But it was cool. It was real cool about it. I met him, shook his hand, and, let him go on his merry way. I didn't want to take up much of his time. I just wanted to say that I respected him as a wrestler, and I liked seeing him on TV.
And you also asked him a question. I just wanted to respect his time, man. I just said, hey, you love your wrestling and stuff, and also I want to ask you about why you're not getting a huge push. Okay. I wonder how long that interaction really was.
I didn't even know you could do that. I had no idea you could do what I just did.
Okay. I'm done with this. Next. We're still in now we're in Battlegrounds. This is still 2018. This is the year of talking about this valedictorian shit. Let me tell you.
Will the Entrepreneur cheered. He says, do you remember what you talked about in your valedictorian speech? Yeah, I remember.
Valedictorian speech. Here we go. Yeah, so Francisco, I don't think he believed wrestling was real. He thought when people get cut, it was real. Because he, at least in some instances, he thought it was real when they start bleeding. And they always bleed from the top of their forehead because they actually cut themselves. He thought that was sometimes not real. He thought that was, that really happened.
Entrepreneur cheered. He says, do you remember what you talked about in your valedictorian speech?
Here we go,
I remember
boys.
it exactly. I said, ladies and gentlemen, today what everyone wants you to think about is that this is the end of your high school career, right? And They want you to think about how you did in sports. They want you to think about how you did on your report card, and they want you to think about your future.
But what? Oh,
but for a moment, what I really want everyone to do today is look around at the people around you.
Okay.
Right? Because a lot of these people, this is the last time you're going to ever see these people. These people are going to move on. And, you know, it's fine because this is the point in our lives where we kind of have to separate from a lot of our close friends who we've been friends with for 4+ years. And
some of you out there have something called friends, and you don't have to say bye to them. Luckily for me, I thought about this ahead of time and didn't make any. So get fucked, everybody.
You start to become adults. Some of us are going to go to university. Some of us are going to get jobs, right? And that's kind of the deal here. But really, today, what I feel today is most important for us because it's a day when we can look back and we can think about the experiences that we had here in high school. You know, even though people want to say, oh, the report card and your performance and your SATs, in reality, what do
people want to say? Oh, report card. What? We are successors of the world. We hold the world in our hands. We shall create the best accessories to move this nation into a new direction. One where begging is king. One where work is not required, only begging. That is the future I see for the great America. And remember, George Bush is an asshole. Thank you.
Want to say, oh,
by the way, fuck you, Yale.
Report card
I'm out.
And your performance and your SATs. In reality, what are you really going to remember about high school? You're going to remember your friends.
I know. Let me tell you what you remember more than anything. You remember the crush you didn't get, the fact that you were valedictorian, and there was a lot of people that got to go to college that you didn't because they were athletic style.
Special events, dances, parties, music.
You didn't go to the dances.
Musicals, going out and having
hot Latinas. Yeah, he will remember those hot Latinas.
Special events, dances, parties.
Didn't go to those.
Musicals, going out.
You were in the musicals, but not a big part, not in speaking parts.
Having fun.
Didn't do that.
That's what you're going to remember when you think back about high school. You're not going to remember that fucking test that killed you. You're not going to remember the nasty detention that you had.
Nasty detention?
You're going to think back to the nice times. You're going to reminisce. And that's really, today, as young people, what we need to focus on is the positive, fun times that we had here while we were here at this school. Because those are the things that we have to latch onto and that are going to last for the rest of our lives. And everything else can come later. That was basically the gist of my speech. And people were blown away. They were like, holy shit.
Oh, God. People were blown away.
That was basically the gist of my speech. And people were blown away. They were like, holy shit. Like,
I'm sure it was standing room only here, too.
This is something insightful, you know, versus someone who's just like all about their academic future and the jobs. Instead, he's just saying to remember the fun times that happened here because that's really, in reality, what you'll remember. And actually, I had people's parents.
Oh, God. So, yeah. You know how you hear, in your lifetime, you hear all these valedictorian speeches? So you know you have something to compare them to. It's very normal to hear like 14,000 valedictorian speeches so you know how to compare them to. So Phil is saying these people knew that other people talk about their achievements, but Phil didn't do that, and all his student friends knew that as well. And that's why they were amazed by it. Right. Very interesting, very real. This is our number 2 top 2 on list of things that never happen is right here happening.
In reality, what you'll remember, and actually I had people's parents
here we go
come up to me after my speech and say, dude, that was like the best valedictorian speech we ever heard.
Yeah. Someone said, dude, hey, dude, this is the best valedictorian speech I've ever heard. I've heard 18,000 of them. Right.
Because you had me thinking about my time in high school and my friends and stuff. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you for that, dude. I told him a mouth drool and told him to get the fuck out of here.
A big bumbling black man cheered and he says, may the bumbles be with you. There you go. May the bumbles be with you.
Choo, choo, choo. Thought about high school. Had to get that chew in.
Bumbles be with you.
Very diverse school. Remember that, guys. Very diverse.
Jack Spartacus says, I saw a fake pic of you photoshopped into a KKK hood. Oh, I'm sure. They've got me in Nazi uniforms and everything.
Maybe that's why he was biting.
I'm sure they've got every possible thing.
Oh, a bite. Bite.
Fred Flintstone cheers says, sing that song from Grease. I know you know all the lyrics to. What, Grease Lightning? I think it's Go Grease Light.
Not happening. Next, 2018.
So I found out, I didn't even know about this, but people just told me about it in stream chat. Apparently, these crazy obsessed people
didn't
believe that I was the valedictorian valedictorian of my high school. They think that like I'm a buffoon and an idiot, and there's no possible way that I could have been a valedictorian in high school.
As you can see, even your own fans have asked about it multiple times, so clearly it's not the easiest thing to believe. This is, by the way, I believe when the agricultural website started a thread on this topic, which is a good source of a lot of information, by the way, so big ups to the agricultural website. But this is what he's talking about. The agricultural website, opened a thread and dropped some facts about this valedictorian thing, because obviously no one fucking believed it.
Keep in mind that most of these people are high school level anyway. Like that's how old they are. Or that's the intelligence level they fucking hold in their heads forever because they're just infantile.
Oh yeah. I thought you said they're high schoolers. They're high schoolers and infantile. Cool.
But that being said,
Big
they
ups.
apparently
What?
contacted my high school.
Yep.
To try to find out if I was a liar, and apparently my high school got back to them and said, no, he was the valedictorian. Why are you asking us this?
Yeah, they definitely said the last part. Excuse me, Fairfield High School, whatever the fuck it was, Notre Dame High School. Was Philip Burnell the valedictorian? Let me check real quick. Hang on a second. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, yes, he was the valedictorian. Why are you asking this? I'm sure that's what they said. I'm sure what they said.
Like, why would I make that up? Just think about that.
Why would I make that up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So these people are so obsessed. I'm not giving them any information to Phil, the new thing about Phil today. Let's all talk about it for endless hours and do 4-hour podcasts about it. So I'm not doing that anymore. I don't give out information anymore. So what do they have to do? They have to go on to stories about, that I told about my high school days and call my high school and try to get information and try to act like I'm a liar.
They didn't act like you were a liar. They just confirming your story.
It's the same thing with Street Fighter.
Uh-oh.
There are documented results of multiple tournaments, not just one singular Evo event that I got 4th place in.
No, there was a singular Evo event you got 4th place in, sir. You placed highly and you won some regional Evos, but the real Evo, you have one finish that was 4th. Let's see how he goes here, though. No one knows this better than me. I'll tell you that right the fuck now.
That was the top U.S. ranking for that year at the Nationals.
Top U.S. ranking. Still got to say it.
Multiple Evo events. I've won Evo East multiple times.
Yep, that's a regional event, yes.
On the East Coast, tons of tournaments that I've entered, I won.
Not Evo, though. They're not Evo. You're talking about FYE tournaments? Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I mean, it's not like a small handful. It's like tons over a course of like 4 or 5 years. I was dominating in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I was a tournament organizer who ran multiple tournaments.
So organizer means equals skill in the game. Mm-hmm. Okay. I get it. Makes sense. How does being a tournament organizer mean you are good at playing a game?
Dominating in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I was a tournament organizer who ran multiple tournaments for games like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike,
I see ya.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Super Turbo, CVS 2. I was known as a major figurehead in the East Coast fighting game community.
Okay, if any of you have heard Density Scrolls, you know what people thought of his figurehead status. Nothing else needs to be said about that.
But these idiots literally just want to make revisionist history.
No. I'm trying to fight revisionist history by showing everyone what you said and what other people said about you.
Well, we don't like Phil, so we're going to say that he was never good at games. He was never a part of anything. No one ever liked him.
Well, that is truth. I know that now more than I ever did before.
It's like, it's complete nonsense, but this is what they do. They actually create this fantasy world.
I don't create anything. I show what you said, what other people said to you. That's it.
Right? They create this crazy fantasy fucking world.
Very fantasy.
Of
Very
nonsense.
I
mean, that's insanity. That's not healthy.
So again, no one's creating fantasy. Right? Okay. We started with this with talking about people called his school, and now he's saying we create fantasy worlds. But they literally called his school to see if his thing was real or not. That's not fantasy world. They saw the truth and saw that it's not a fantasy world. But now he's saying we're creating fantasy worlds. Okay.
Sickening. That's like mental illness.
It is.
Facts in front of your face, but instead of believing them, you have to try to.
There's not facts in front of our face. It's all the words that you say. That's why people don't take it for. That's why people don't believe it, because so much that comes out is not facts. But okay.
A way to change the facts or justify that they're not valid for your own crazy purposes because you don't like someone. Like that's just nuts. That's like I would go talk to someone. I I would go to a psychiatrist and I would say, listen, I don't know what's wrong with me. I called the high school of someone on the internet because I refuse to believe that he was the valedictorian of his high school because I don't like the guy. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with him. I need help.
That's a hell of a elevator pitch to a psychiatrist. That's a lot to remember. Can you say it again? I want to write it down this time.
Normal. I'm just telling you, dude. That ain't normal. I mean,
Okay.
I joke about, you know, oh, those kind of people are the TMZ of YouTube or the TMZ of the internet, the TMZ of DSP.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beyond that. That's just, that's nuts.
Nuts, dude.
And I just got to laugh and say, God damn. Thank God I never got like that, man. You know, every once in a while, there's someone who irks me. Okay, someone I don't like.
Someone that irks me, someone I don't like. What is he going to say here?
To the point where you're now doing crazy shit like this. This is just insanity, okay? Like,
This is not crazy. This is verifying something he said. Fact checking. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Fact checking.
holy shit. They need to seek professional help if this is the level that they're at. You know?
Definitely.
So, holy crap. Anyway, I just thought I would share that with you because I thought that was pretty insane. The insane...
You have to give them full credit and full shout outs. So, of course, I don't care what trolls do, but I'll tell you everything they do. Okay.
factoid of the day. There you go.
Okay.
All right, guys. So, thank you guys very much for all of your support.
Look at that sub count.
Thank you guys for
1,000.
10 awesome years.
All right, done with this.
Stacked, you know, like there's some people who have acknowledged that I am getting better, that I don't really do the negative.
Oh yeah. This is the same exact pre-stream, by the way, but he mentioned it again. Obviously, can't let it go. Why say something once when you can get pity? Why try to get pity bucks once when you can try to get pity bucks twice? Right? Come on.
Like there's some people who have acknowledged that I am getting better, that I don't really do the negative things that people have made fun of me for and or tried to slander me about.
This is 2018, just for comedic purposes. I'm pointing that out.
Over the years anymore, I've changed for the better in a lot of ways. But then there's people who are just like, well, I don't care how he changes. I just want to punish him for some crazy obscure thing that he did in 2009 or something, you know.
Obscure crazy thing I did in 2009. Obscure crazy thing. What does that mean?
There's nothing you can do. You can't please all the people all the time. I know that a few people did obviously take advantage. Like every day I get people coming in and saying, man, you know, Phil, I come by and I checked out your stream because after seeing all the negative videos about you, I just wanted to see the truth. And when I watch your stream, it's not true at all. It's ridiculous. How
Okay, top one thing that never happened, getting this email.
This stuff, you know. Oh, yeah, Phil's an e-beggar, but he just a plug segment like everyone at the beginning of every stream. And then he just goes into his gameplay and doesn't even plug anything ever again. So what the hell is he talking about?
That's the biggest joke.
You know, it's true. It's just, you know, it's
true,
slander.
dude.
And, you know, they
slander.
do it because they get jollies out of it and they get attention for it. Let's face it, they wouldn't be doing it if they weren't getting attention out of it, right?
Yep.
So like everything, some people I think did take advantage of it. Some people didn't. The bottom line is I don't really bring this shit up. I don't care. You know, I don't care about it. I don't want to hear about negative stuff about me or anything. I just continue on positively with my own stuff and don't give a shit about any of the negative, you know? So it is what it is. You know, I still leave it at that if people would just kind of lay off on the stupid negative slanderous shit.
Just forget about the stuff I did in the past. Just forget about all that.
You know, I don't care about it and I'm not going to bring it up. But then you've got people who call my high school and ask them, is it true that I was the valedictorian when I graduated because they think I'm a liar? And then you got people who have conspiracy theories like, oh, Phil really didn't have his internet out for a day and a half. What he did was he just took that time off to go on a staycation with Khet at a hotel. He paid for a hotel with all the money that he had made over the last month. From
This video has 500 views. We're talking 2018, 500 views.
People like Tutankhamun who were being so nice to him and generous. He blew all that money on a hotel and had a staycation with Khet. It's like, what the fuck are you idiots talking about?
You seem to like talking about it. That's all I know.
They're this crazy. Like they're actually this nuts that they literally just make this shit up out of nothing and nowhere, and not a single piece of factual evidence. They just make that shit up and spread it around as fact. This conjecture, this defamation and slander, it's nonsense.
How many buzzwords can you use? Conjecture, defamation, slander?
On a daily basis. So yeah, even though I definitely believe some people kind of did come, a lot of people have said this year is kind of
Come on,
an awakening year for me where people
What?
come. A lot of people have said this year is kind of an awakening year for me.
Oh man, we're entering the awakening era now. Woo! This is the second awakening of the show today. First awakening was after the second year of high school when he said, I'm going to be a rebellious youth. Now we're waking up in 2018. What's this awakening era for?
We realize Wow Phil's not as bad as people say he is, and they've come and checked out the stuff, and it's led to a lot of support.
A lot of
I
support.
appreciate that. At the same time, the people who are just that long gone are going to be that long gone no matter what, and they're going to make shit up and do nasty stuff no matter what.
I'm done with this.
I'm scared of asking her out. Can you give me some tips?
Oh, hold on.
Man's journey cheered again.
I got to hear this. Hang on.
He says, "A girl I like. I'm scared of asking her out. Can you give me some tips?"
Oh, please give us tips. I'm dying for tips.
No. I'm not a love guru.
God damn it.
And I'm not here to give you dating advice. Sorry. Even if 55 did a 500-bit cheer.
Get out of here.
Cheered. And he says, if people actually tried to contact your high school to ask about your status as a valedictorian, they need to get a life. Couldn't
definitely.
agree more. Eternal Napalm cheered. He says, some of the unhinged and deranged conspiracy theories I've heard about you from detractors is unbelievable. Pretty nutty conspiracies floating around.
Pretty nutty.
Again, this is what happens when I provide no information. What you've got to realize is that I used to give out information about myself. I would be taking pictures constantly. DSP tries it, would show stuff. When I went out, I would, not only Instagram pictures, but videos and vlogging, and I would talk about stuff constantly. And this last year, if you really think about it, is about this time last year, the summer of 2017 was when I just stopped.
1.3, 1.5.
I can't do it anymore. I need to have privacy for myself and have my own life. And all of a sudden, mysteriously, then the conspiracies started coming out because they have nothing to talk about. They literally have to make shit up. Okay.
Yep. Just make shit up. Make shit up like calling your school to see if you're valedictorian. Exactly.
All right, let's see here.
Big ups, Francisco.
Shout out to Judge Drew. Did 100 cherries. Says trace the call to notify local PD. He's talking about when they called the high school. I'm pretty sure the high school's not.
You're allowed to call high schools and ask stuff. I mean, I have no idea what he went through to get the information, but that could even be public record. Just call and they'll tell you right away. That's not. What are you gonna do? What are the police gonna do? Excuse me. This person called my school to ask if I was a valedictorian. All right, okay. We'll get the FBI on this. We'll get the International Police Force on this. We'll get everybody on the Navy SEALs. We'll get everybody on this right now. He called your school? Is a code red.
Just trace the call to notify local PD. He's talking about when they called the high school. I'm pretty sure the high school's not going to trace the call. See, because the thing is, I would almost guarantee that when they called my high school, they lied. It was probably like under the premise of something else. Because I don't know that a high school would just give out that. I mean, not to say that's not public information. It is. I mean, there's a public ceremony and everything. Everyone knew who the valedictorian was in the year 2000 at my high school. But I'm curious as what they said. Just calling a random high school. I want to know who the valedictorian was this random year. What? Who the fuck are you? Why is this any of your business?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what the school said. That Catholic school answered like that. Who the fuck are you? All right.
So I wonder what they even said. It's crazy, man. But no, I'm pretty sure the high school notify the local police. T-Dub Shear. Is imagine being so obsessed about someone you contact their high school, shaking my head. I know they're listening and this message is for them. You need help. What you're doing is not normal behavior. It's not. It's sick. It's sickening behavior. It seriously is. Like, it's insanity that this is what they spend their time with. And the thing is, the fruit of their labor, there are no fruits. Like, there's nothing.
They are no fruits. They are no fruits. Let me hear this again. There are no fruits.
What they spend their time with. And the thing is, the fruits of their labor, there are no fruits. Like, there's nothing coming out of anything they're doing anymore. They try to dig up stupid old dirt and shit and goes nowhere because none of it has anything to do with the modern era.
Let me tell you what happened. They wanted to know if you're valedictorian or not. They called and found out you were. That's the end of it. That was the fruits.
Anyway, so what the fuck does it have to do with anything? This is what they do now because they have nothing else to talk about because my streams are entertaining and fun. There's no drama anymore on my streams. They've been great. Everything's good. So, oh God, now we have to try to find something else. And there's nothing.
Good point.
They're so grasping.
This rant is the fruit. You're giving the fruit right now. This is the fruit we wanted, and it's happening right now. So let us get this bountiful harvest of food for this.
Get straws at this point,
Straws.
Pretty ridiculous.
Pretty ridiculous.
Excuse me. Hardy Buck cheered. He said the Sesame Street Company have released a statement today saying that Bert and Ernie are not gay and have no sexual attraction to each other. Just thought you might like to know, Phil. Hardy Buck, that is incorrect.
Great comment. Thanks so much for that. Mixture Extravagant said, this has been very fruitful. No, fruitful. This has been extremely fruitful. I want to hear the gay comment, though. Oh, that's Damage Control, who I think looks like injured. That's why she's here. Looks like injured style human right there.
Sexual attraction to each other. Just thought you might like to know, Phil. He's saying that Bert and Ernie are not gay and have no sexual attraction to each other. Just thought you might like to know, Phil. Hardy Buck, that is incorrect.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Derek.
Correct. That is absolutely incorrect.
Uh-oh.
Actually, this happened yesterday. Sesame Street came out yesterday and said that. Yeah, apparently there's this big controversy on the internet. And the controversy is that it was always speculated, apparently. I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't know about or care about this shit. When I was the age range...
I was a rebellious youth at that age.
Of watching Sesame Street, I didn't even know what sexual orientation or sexual attraction was because I was so young. I
didn't know. I still don't know actually what sexual attraction is.
Need to know about that shit. Okay. But apparently, you know, Bert and Ernie, who lived together on the show, some people speculated that they were gay, or, you know, in you know, a loving homosexual relationship or whatever. And you know what? They're puppets. It's a fantasy show. I see nothing wrong with believing that because the show never addresses sexuality or adult content at all. The show is meant to teach little kids things about friendship, things about basic moral values and getting along, but also things about, you know, the alphabet, numbers, counting, you know, educational purpose stuff. That's what Sesame Street has always been.
Thanks for pointing this. Thanks for big explaining this, by the way. They don't talk about stuff like, you know, anal, sexual positions. They don't talk about any of that stuff. It's really weird. It's really interesting. They don't talk about that stuff.
So it doesn't delve into the realm of adult issues like
dominatrixes, hookers, whores. They don't talk about that stuff.
Sexuality and stuff. So who cares what you believe? Who cares if you think that Bert and Ernie are heterosexual roommates? Who cares if you think that they're best friends? Who cares if you think that they're lovers? Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter at all. Like, it's the most frivolous thing you could possibly think of is, oh, you know, this is important. It's not, okay?
Okay.
So to each their own, believe whatever you want. But apparently, I guess a former writer of Sesame Street came out and said, oh, well, you know, when I was writing for the show, I always wrote with the intention of thinking that they were gay. You know, I couldn't imagine them not being. So then that prompted Frank Oz, who's a huge, longtime writer and creator of all of this stuff. He worked hand in hand with Jim Henson back when Jim...
This is the dumbest field trip we ever went on, but we got to keep it going now. I can't stop it.
Henson was alive. By the way, Jim Henson created all the Muppets, created Sesame Street, created everything.
Oh,
and Frank Oz said, I had a hand in creating Bert and Ernie. No, they're not homosexual. They're puppets. They don't have sexuality. I don't know. You know, it's okay for people to believe that, but I don't know why it's such a big deal. You know, it's not an issue of a thing that we tackle. And people basically...
It's not an issue, a thing we tackle.
Exploded on him and basically attacked him. oh, my whole life I believed they were gay. Now you take that away from me. How could you do this to me, Frank Oz? It's like, what? People, it's this simple.
God,
okay, I'm sorry to say this, but it's
boring.
this simple.
Uh-oh.
This is the biggest issue for you. You need to find something else in life to focus on because you're focusing
How about
on
calling?
wrong
How
shit.
about calling schools to see if people are valedictorian or not? That's the next hobby I want to do. My first hobby is getting upset that Frank Oz said they're not gay. My second hobby, my next thing I want to do is call high schools. Is that cool?
Seriously, the sexual orientation of two fucking puppets that don't have sexual orientation because they're pieces of felt. If this is
that argument is stupid, right there. He brought the stupidity. That's like saying, you know, cartoons, they don't have sexuality. They're just pictures, dude. What?
What you care about?
They're characters.
You need a life.
Okay. I'm going to start calling high schools. I'm calling high schools.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah, don't take that out of context. I'm calling high schools to check people if valedictorian or not.
This is the biggest thing that we're talking about today. Holy non-issue Batman.
Okay.
I mean, what?
I'm out. Cringe. I'm out.
Well, when I was younger, I was
can't hear you.
Class in high school.
We're in by the way, we're 2018. I know it's tough to hear. Big Camp TTX, just watch, buddy. I think you get like 1,000 points an hour or something like that. Just watch and chat.
You go to a great college. My class in high school.
Hello, Phil.
And
hello.
I was always told, oh, if you do well in school, you go to a great college.
I can't hear you.
Then you'll be rich when you grow up. So I worked my ass off in school just to find out that none of those colleges would take me because I was white and I wasn't rich. I couldn't afford the tuition by myself. I would have had to be on like financial.
Can't hear ya.
The aid and stuff. And even though I had tons of extracurriculars under my belt, I was the valedictorian of my high school. They still wouldn't accept me, even though I had all the criteria, including, you know, test scores and everything, in line with being able to go to like an Ivy League school.
Okay, so that's added information, by the way. I know it's tough to hear. Sorry about that. But he did say he had the test scores in line with what should be accepted now. That's new lore.
So, oh fuck. So honestly, harsh reality of being who I am, you know, a non-rich white man.
Harsh reality of being who I am.
Reality of being who I am, you know, a non-rich white male, pretty much screwed me over of any hope of ever getting into an Ivy League school.
Right. Not about those pesky things of like not getting straight A's, but.
And after that, I never gave a fuck. Look at this car. Oh my god! What the fuck was that? What kind of physics was that?
What kind of physics was that? You run into a tree, you get flipped. What do you think's gonna happen here? What?
And after that, I never gave a fuck. Look at this car. Oh my god!
I didn't see anything weird there at all.
What the fuck was that? What kind of physics was that?
Okay, whatever.
Was that even physics? What the hell?
Anything else? Any other comments? I can't stand this audio.
Chairman Caleb asked what I played Diablo 2 Remastered if it got announced. Maybe.
Shut up. Stupid questions. We finally entered January of 2019. Hang in.
Bernard says, you did calculus and advanced calculus? You don't strike me as book smart. Dude, I've told people this many times. I was valedictorian in my high school.
Uh-oh.
And it's been proven. Because, again, the detractors tried to look it up and pretend like I lied. And then found out it was true. They actually called my fucking high school to find out if it was true.
Okay, so that means they proved it for you. You should be happy that they proved
My
it.
school's like, yeah, why the hell are you asking us?
Yeah, so thank God they proved it, right? Right?
Poopster cheered 300
Poopster.
bits to become today's top tipper, or top cheerer, excuse me. He says, finding you was the best thing last year. I really feel bad all these horrible things happening to you sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Is that it? Moving forward positively?
I don't think anyone's been in here.
I'm done. Next. We're still in 2019 February now. Anything you want to say about this, Phil?
Yes, I was the class valedictorian.
Uh-oh.
Both in elementary school and in high school. That is correct.
There we go. New lore drop there. Elementary school and high school. When I was in elementary school, we didn't have valedictorians then. They didn't acknowledge them. But apparently Phil was both. Sound good? Cool.
Valedictorian. Both in elementary school and in high school. That is correct.
Get fucked, dude. Both. Both. Anything you want to say, Phil?
Prestige to get goodies, says Encelor. Alright, to get more levels, you need to play more missions. Impossible. How could this happen to me? Freestyle, I think it's high time we got out of here. If anyone else shows up, it's only going to get worse for
All right, Jump Force is not hanging in. Yeah, I was preschool valedictorian. Yes, I was the daycare valedictorian. 2009. I saw someone ask, sorry, about the minority sports. Don't worry, we're getting there. That's more recent. We go in chronological order here. We're only in 2019 still.
Phil, do you find it funny you were recently proven right regarding college admissions? A major scandal broke a week ago about the corruption of Ivy League. It was one of your funnier vlogs topics in the past. Dude, people don't believe me about this shit.
It's
It's 100% now proven that the whole thing has been a scam to begin with.
So you want to say thanks to the Kiwi Farms?
Half the time weren't even qualified to be there. They were getting in because...
Hold on. Let me say that again.
That were getting in Ivy League college, half the time weren't even qualified to be there. They were getting in because their parents were paying their fucking way for it. There were
So now he's saying people got in because their parents are paying their way. Okay, what?
Entire systems put in place, pay to win.
Pay to win! Pay to win! Pay to win! We're getting mobile terms. Big ups, dude. We're pay to win now.
To get in.
This is why he's in WB Champions, because it's pay to win. He finally found something he can pay to win. We need your buy-in.
I mean, I've talked about this in the past, and people basically said, oh, Phil's a conspiracy theorist. I firsthand experienced...
Phil's a conspiracy theorist. Oh, Phil's a conspiracy theorist.
Experienced it.
Whoa.
Firsthand, I experienced it.
Whoa, hold on.
You know,
firsthand.
When I was in high school, had a bunch of extracurriculars under my belt. So, volunteer work.
How about singing activities?
I was in multiple clubs.
Multiple clubs.
I was the valedictorian of my high school.
Ooh.
Okay? But I applied to a few Ivy League colleges, and everyone declined me.
Declined me? Like it's a credit card. They declined me.
But I applied to a few Ivy League colleges, and everyone declined me.
Declined me.
And when I went to my faculty advisor and asked why, because I said
This did not happen. Let's hear this. This did not happen. Or maybe he did. He's such a Karen. He might go there. Why did they decline me, okay, counselor? Why did they decline me?
Put in the work. I did everything you asked me to do.
Oh, wow. Now we're going to blame the counselor. I did everything you asked me to do.
To get into these colleges, I've got the grades. I'm the valedictorian of the friggin' school. And they basically said, well, it's because you're white and you're not rich. I was like, what? Like, yeah, it's because you're white and you're not rich.
So let's get this straight. The counselor said to them everything they're supposed to do. right? This is what you got to do, dude. And then he did all that stuff and didn't get in. And then he walked in the office. They said, yep, well, you're white. Yep. This very much happened. Yes.
If you were white and rich and you didn't need financial aid, you probably would have gotten in.
Okay.
But you need financial aid to afford to go to these Ivy League schools. And even though you have all the qualifications of someone who should go to one, you can't get in. You're not in that elitist class, and that's just the harsh reality.
Can you imagine if a counselor said this? Can you imagine? The school would be done, dude. You can't say that. If you're white, dude, sorry, you're white.
Of life. And I was like, wow. Because there were actually 2 kids from my high school that got into Ivy League schools only off the basis, I hate to say it, of their race and the fact that they were on a sports team. That was it.
Ooh, could you be more specific about the race, please, sir?
That was the only, their grades were nowhere near as good as mine. They didn't do anywhere as near extracurriculars as mine, but they got in. It's
because they excelled at a field.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, by the way, there were also a couple other kids in my school.
Ooh, new stuff.
Very smart. And they
adding more untrue facts to prove his point here. Hang on to your butts here.
One of them was salutatorian.
Ooh, salutatorian. Well, that's Michelle Lee.
And rich.
Oh,
and
she's
got
rich.
into an Ivy League school.
So, the second place, shout outs to Michelle Lee, making her salutatorian come through. Shout outs. Michelle Lee, you're a legend.
So, I'm not even, I'm not going to go too crazy here about this. I'm just not. I'm seriously not.
I'm not going to go too crazy. I've played 3 hours of stuff of you going crazy so far, and we still have probably an hour left. So, not going to go too crazy, though.
But the bottom line is, the whole system of education in the United States when it comes to university is a scam. It's a money-making scam. It always was. And it's meant to, number one, make tons of money, and number two, keep this kind of elitist class at the top of the game. Because the bottom line is, it doesn't even matter.
Oh, God, double
trouble.
trouble.
Class, if you go to an Ivy League school, you're going to get a good job out of school. Just because you...
Phil really thinks that. He thinks if you go to an Ivy League school, you will get a job. And I know that's probably the case, but it's not like you just don't care. I didn't study for 1 minute in the Ivy League school, and you think you just walk into fucking Google. It's not really like that, You do still have to try, right? I mean, call me crazy, but that's my opinion of it. That's what I think, but...
went to an Ivy League school, you're now in this elitist class for the rest of your life where you're going to get employed high-paying jobs for the rest of your life. And it's terrible that now finally...
Now finally what?
Finally. After... how many years of it being this way? The scandal finally breaks and it's revealed, oh yeah, it was like that all along. No shit, I knew that. Firsthand.
Another whistleblower side Phil.
And I fucking knew this. That rich people were getting into these schools by paying tons of fucking money to do it. I knew that, but no one, whatever. I'm not going to go crazy here on this.
He was going to say, no one would listen to me. No one's going to listen to me.
I'm not. No point to even going crazy about it again. It is what it is. That was a long time ago.
It is
doesn't really matter anymore, right? At least for me. So, okay. Continuing on.
Next unhinged thing. Oh, big ups, Francisco, for that. There you go.
Goldry Bluzco, cheers. He said, happy birthday to you and King Kozatov. Have a great day, both. Well, today's King Kozatov's birthday. Well, if it
King Kozatov, happy birthday to you, brother. We're going to 2019 still.
Freddie B. Mack says, why didn't I ever pursue a master's degree or PhD since I was a valedictorian?
Great question. Why didn't you pursue a master's or PhD? Let's see how he explains this away. Valedictorian.
PhD, you can get a PhD in business. That's why. Ooh. I did pursue a master's degree. I went for almost 2 semesters.
Ooh, 2 semesters.
When I was working at my job at HSI, they paid for it.
HSI? What's HSI?
When I was working at my job at HSI, they paid for it.
What's HSI? Because I know the job history is talked about. Yogurt. Yeah, what's HSI? Helicopter Support. Thank you, everybody. Helicopter Support Incorporated. I'm dented. Thank you.
So I went a whole 1 semester, and I was going to 2nd semester.
And what?
And basically what happened was, that was back when my back injury was really bad.
We can't study because our back now? Is that where we're going?
Drive on the highway and the school was far away. That was back when my back injury was really bad. so I couldn't drive on the highway, and the school was far away. So I was carpooling with coworkers. Well, guess what? My coworkers decided they weren't going anymore. So because they weren't going anymore, I couldn't fucking go anymore.
So this is our second case of not doing something because the people that also were doing it quit. So I'll just quit too. But it's their fault, though.
And so I basically just stopped in the middle. I was like, how else am I going to fucking do this? So I stopped going. And I never went back. And it didn't matter anyway because within about a year of that, they had laid me off from my job. So I would have gotten like 3 years into college. And then they would have laid me off and I wouldn't have been able to afford going. And it would have been a waste of my time.
You would make, if you have 3 years done, you would make the 4th year happen. I promise you. But, okay. Just blame other people. Continue blaming. It's fine. It'll work. It works. Any other comment? Can we move on?
Weapons free. We're established on station. You may drop when ready.
Well, Democrat Judy says his mother has 3 master's degrees and she's a loser. Fuck master's degrees. Well, I'm pretty sure that if you have 3 master's degrees, you're either a professional at something or you're just going to school to go to school. It's one or the other.
You're a professional? Okay, I'm done. I'm not listening to that. Blackout.
Ben Boxer cheers and Phil showing off his big valedictorian brain tonight like a boss.
Valedictorian brain?
Yeah. Has nothing to do with being a valedictorian.
Ooh. Anything else you want to say?
Wow. The zombie got hurt.
Okay, done.
I love my frogs, BBW said. Were you a good student?
This is the best one yet. Oh, God. What? We got to hear that again.
I love my frogs, BBW said. Were you a good student in school? Like, were you one of the smarter kids? For elementary school and or grammar school, whatever you want to call it, and high school, yes. In fact, I was valedictorian of both my elementary school and my high school.
Now he makes sure to include that elementary school valedictorian as well. He does not let that fat go miss now anymore. Now that we've entered 2019.
In college, I just stopped caring.
Oh, college stopped caring.
After one semester, I realized it was all just for nothing.
Oh wait, so now after one semester, he realized it was all for nothing. But I thought you left the college campus because you wanted to take it seriously because the parties and stuff. That huge party, remember?
So I just stopped caring and I ended up getting like average grades. Okay.
I'm looking for professor.
Now he just got average grades in college. All right. Well, whatever. Next, 2019 still.
Did the same thing with high school too. They contacted my high school asking if I was really the valedictorian or if I completely made it up. Bunch of fucking assholes. Is it a Catholic college? What was it? I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was a Jesuit college, which is based on Catholicism. What? Or it's like a division of Catholicism. I don't even know because I didn't really practice anymore by the time that I had gone there. So I wasn't really paying attention to any of that stuff.
So Len Deranged here. Let me read your comment here. Posts about Phil and comments about months before. Well, I think we already kind of do that with the Density Scrolls, really, because there's just so much hatred back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is unbelievable hatred back then. So yeah, that's not a bad idea though. Like the month before would be pretty hype. Like to see what people were saying, like literally the month before. That's an idea.
You know, I know they had a church.
So Jesuit is the division of Catholicism.
I'd gone there, so I wasn't really paying attention to any of that stuff. You know, practice anymore by the time. I don't remember what it was. I think it was a Jesuit college, which is
Jesuit
based on Catholicism.
Based on
Catholicism.
Like
a division of Catholicism. I don't even know because I didn't really practice anymore by the time that I had gone there, so I wasn't really paying attention to any of that stuff. You know, I know they had a church or whatever, a chapel that you could go to. I never went.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it looks like the veins drying up. Although
it's a good out of context.
Yep. Do my parents have a video of a valedictorian speech? No, my parents didn't own a camcorder, so they didn't record it. I'm sure someone recorded it.
Yes, please.
Because, you know, so many parents are so I gotta document everything of my kids, so they probably documented it. And
I know. Please give it to me, please.
But, no, my parents did not have a camcorder.
I would die to see that. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, Len the Deranged. I'm down. So Linda could afford the private school, but they could not afford the camcorder. Get fucked. 3 years ago. We're finally into 2000. Oh, no, we're still in 2019.
You are now on the clock to provide us all with proof that you are blatantly illegal. You are
what?
Illegal AdSense account. Hilarious, right? Blatantly
Okay,
illegal.
Go ahead.
You are now on the clock to provide us all with proof that you are a valedictorian of your school. Stop with the excuses.
Very funny.
I'm on the clock to provide evidence
Very funny.
that I was a valedictorian at my high school. First of all, this has already been done by these same obsessive people.
Yeah, so you keep
I think it was
notice how much he hated that when it came out, but now he's like, oh yeah, it's proven, guys. So thank God for them. Thank God for the farmers. They proved it, brother.
years ago, they actually called my high school and asked for the records for the year that I graduated, and actually my high school confirmed that I was the valedictorian. This has already been done. It's already been done. Documented on the internet that someone did this. It's already been proven that I was the valedictorian because they called themselves and they basically got the information.
Yep.
So why on earth? First of all, why on earth would anyone care? Right? Like, you're so obsessed with the fact that you hate me.
This is your fan asking this.
Believes that I'm actually like intelligent as a.
No, because your actions don't match with that claim.
We hate him and we think he's dumb as dirt.
Yes.
So he must be lying when he said that in his stories over the years. Okay.
Yes.
Right? So they're so obsessed. First of all, they're obsessed with disproving that I was a valedictorian. Then they ignore the fact that already these people have done this already. They've already called my fucking high school.
Notice he almost said harassed. He wanted to say harassed there, but he pulled back. He's like, oh, that sounds a little bit too crazy. Even he noticed that sounds a little bit too crazy.
Already called my fucking high school and got the information. They discount that, and they asked me to provide more proof. Like, what the fuck? Of course, the best part on top of all of this
What's the best part?
The blatantly illegal AdSense account. Like, what? What the hell are you talking about? I've told the story multiple times.
What's the story?
I told it in the interview with the quartering. I've told the story about what happened with my AdSense
the quartering interview.
Here, I'll tell it again in a nutshell.
Please tell it again.
Back in the day, before I was monetizing my gameplay videos on YouTube, I had a vlogging channel that was monetized. Now, I lost my job.
Hold on. Alexa, stop. I don't know what happened. I said something to put Alexa off. She's playing a story. All right, here we go.
In late 2010.
All right.
And people felt bad for me because I lost my job. I wasn't doing YouTube for a living at the time. And they ran to my vlogging channel and they clicked the living shit out of all the videos and ads there. Because they did. I didn't, it wasn't like I come out and said, oh, I lost my job, everyone. Go.
You said
go
click the ads.
Break the terms of service and do stuff that you're not supposed to do. I never said that. But people felt so bad for me, they ran over there and did it. And YouTube took that activity and said, that's way too much. That's like a ridiculously unproportionate amount of
You
ad
said
clicks.
click the ads. I'll get it, because, I mean, why not? What's worth? We don't let retcons go here on WPIG. We don't do that, so. DSP, click the ads. It's so easy to do that. Shout outs to James. Oh, wait, what's this one? Not that one. Just too long. James the Lesser, too long. Here we go, right here. Here we go, right here. Oh, fuck you. Right here.
It's just whether or not people blame you for telling the truth. All right. Jay Kramer just cheered. He says, I have to ask Phil, don't jump down my throat. What is that clip from many years ago? Where you apparently I asked people to click on ads. I don't remember that. Now, maybe it exists. I've addressed this before in the past. I don't.
This is the backup. This is the backup version. So I think we're just a few months after the clip I just played. Now he realizes the clip exists, so he says, maybe it does exist. I don't even know, dude.
I don't remember ever specifically saying, go click an ad. I remember, if you guys remember, what I used to say was watch, rate, and participate. And by the way, I did that for 3 months over the course of the end of 2010, and then I stopped saying that altogether. So it was 3 months where I said watch, rate, and participate. And by the way, I should bring this up yet again. Okay,
what?
I should. I did not get any disciplinary action against me at all ever for doing that. Ever. All right, ever.
What?
If you don't know, people see. People
All right,
don't
well, I'm gonna skip past this because this could be a whole other show in itself. The click the ads the click the ads thing. So obviously, because it's not like everyone here doesn't know that he did say click the ads. So let's just move past it. I think that's the best call here. But we could do another, dive just into that. You know what I'm saying? Because like he's talked about that many times and had many different stories in there. So that's a whole episode. Here we go. We're going to move forward positively. 2019 still.
$1 saying, when will you be exonerating yourself with your bogus claim that you were valedictorian? By the way, he didn't even spell valedictorian even
fucked.
close to how you really spell it.
Uh-huh.
Logically speaking, if you were it's valedictorian, not valedictorian. He's spelling it valor.
Okay. Spelling side, Phil. Come on.
Oh my God. I've never even seen it spelled like this.
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay.
I'm not even going to continue. I've now been completely distracted by the way this guy spelled valedictorian.
Okay.
Not valedictorian, valedictorian.
Very
oh
funny.
My God.
Very funny.
Well, wicked man, congratulations. You fail. Thanks for the $1 tip, though. Okay.
That's it.
Did I ever have to do a valedictorian speech? Yeah, twice. Once in grade school or grammar school, elementary school.
So you heard the claim. He said he's doing an elementary school valedictorian speech. Can you imagine that? Who's doing an elementary school valedictorian speech? Now he did 2 of them. Now there's 2 tapes we need. I said I'd pay $1,000. I can't pay $2,000.
High school. Count. Oh, he insta-killed him. Holy shit. Dude, he insta-killed him.
Two valedictorian. Hello? I can't hear you, sir. Are you talking?
Counter, and it doesn't work again.
Hello? He's done. Next. 2020 now. We're finally in 2020.
Someone just asked me,
Goji Tanks.
As a valedictorian in my high school, what colleges did I apply to? Well, first of all, because I was valedictorian, I thought, I could get into Ivy League schools. Yeah, right. I was white and I wasn't rich. I wasn't getting into an Ivy League school. I remember I applied to one of them. I don't remember which one.
Now it's one. So you applied to one Ivy League school now. Where's the truth lie here?
It was either Yale. I was Yale. I remember because Yale was in Connecticut. It was in New Haven.
It was Yale. Fuck Harvard, dude. Yale only now. Well, there we go.
I applied to Yale, but I also applied to Fairfield University, which is where I ended up going. I remember it was BC, Boston College. That was the one that I toured when I went to Boston.
Okay.
To see if I wanted to go.
So, wait, remember he said earlier he toured them all? Now he toured one, Boston College, and he only applied to one Ivy League school. Sound good?
I think there might have been 1 or 2 others as like backups, but basically I got accepted to everything but Yale. And both Fairfield University and Boston College gave me scholarships, but not full ride scholarships. They basically gave me like, I want to say it was maybe like half. I'm not 100% because my parents did all the financials, so I had no idea actually.
My parents paid for everything I fucking did, so I don't remember the financials.
How much it cost.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, so I got a partial scholarship to both, and I was thinking about it, and my parents were like, well, you could go to Boston College if you want. That's going to be a lot harder, though, because we won't be able to see you very often. You know what I mean? I was thinking about it. I was like, I guess I might as well go to Fairfield University, because then I could at least hang out with my friends. I could still hang around and play Street Fighter. I could have a job still in that area. And still go to school, and since it's not a free ride, you know what I mean?
All right, so there goes this. So this is one of those cases we find on the show where like he might have forgotten the facts, even though he was so strong. He was so what's the word I'm looking for? So strong earlier, explaining how it was a money issue, right? Remember, he said the only reason he chose Fairfield because he didn't want to go to Boston because it was more expensive, right? It was gonna make his parents pay more. Now, not here. It's gone, right? It's not about finances at all. It's because it was closer. This is one of the crazy things we see on the show.
And still go to school. And since it's not a free ride, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to work to pay off my college. That was another big factor because it wasn't a free ride scholarship. It was only partial scholarship. I had to work to pay off my student loans when I was going to college.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of work that I had to do. Like every week I was working like 20, 30 hours a week while I was in school. So, but that's where I applied for, I think. Smart Take Chooses, you may have gotten into
get fucked, Harvard.
To all of them, dude. Are you crazy? Do you know how much it costs to apply to a college and an Ivy League school at that? they charge a ridiculous amount of money. Ooh. They do it on purpose as a scam. So
they do it on purpose. It's a scam.
Oh, there was no way I could apply to all of them. Fucking education system in the U.S. is a fucking scam, man.
It's a scam, dude. Scam, dude. You done? We still have more. You done? Oh yeah, that part is true for sure. But he said a lot more things are scam than just that. I think they really do it because they have to prove you're legit. Like, it doesn't have to be whatever it is, $1,000 or whatever, but they want to make sure you're legitimately applying, you know?
No, I was not a jock in college at all.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did hear about the rich celebrities who paid for the kids to get into top colleges. They didn't even qualify, so they made up all this shit about them being on sports teams and stuff. I heard about that.
Okay.
Pretty interesting, huh?
Pretty interesting, huh?
They just got caught now, but the people who were doing that have been doing it for generations.
Ooh.
So how many generations of rich fucking kids just got into school because they got paid to get the way?
So, like, okay, let's say this is true, which it very well could be. I don't think the entire Ivy League system is built on this, is it? You think all, the thousands of students that Harvard has, all of them are in the upper crust of the world and are, a part of this scam? Like, how big a scale does DSP think this is? Like, it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, every single person is on this upper crust scam. It's like, come on, man. All right, here we go. 2020.
Okay. Good Game Goblin tipped me $1. Says, I have a self-betterment challenge for you.
Uh-oh.
Go down to the library
Uh-huh.
and read a book, a history book of your choice. Write a brief summary of what you learned, and then present it on stream. I'll donate based on how big the book was. Let's get you smart. I've done my share of that in my life.
Ooh.
In fact, back in my days at, in school, I did many a book report like that, and I'm never doing it again because I hated every moment of it. Even though I was actually quite good at it, and like I said, I was actually the valedictorian of my high school.
Okay.
I have no desire to do that. So if I do want to better myself by learning history, I'll go onto Wikipedia and I'll read articles that are all falsified and have misinformation. In fact, I have a funny story.
Funny story. That counts. Here it is. Hang on. Funny counter. Going up. Big Ups Black Mate 666 says, as a dummy who only went to community college, do they actually charge to apply for real college? Yes, they do. They do charge. I don't know how much it is nowadays, but yes, they do.
I have a funny story to tell everyone.
Okay, what is it?
Okay.
What's the funny story?
So.
He's laughing. It's going to be really funny.
In high school.
Here we go.
My Spanish class.
Uh-oh. We got to get some Latina action. Get ready. We need Shakira. I didn't get Shakira in here. I didn't get her dancing for Redeem. Whenever he mentions anything Latin.
Teacher wanted us all to research different people.
Okay.
Okay. And they said you could use the internet as a source of information.
Oh wow! Right? What a crazy idea!
I was chosen to research a artist by the name of Frida Kahlo, who was a very famous Spanish artist. She was female, so just to be recognized as a female artist back then, when she was an artist, was a rarity. And apparently, she was very eccentric in some of the things that she did.
Uh-huh.
She was known for her eccentricities, but they translated
what was that word? I think it's right, but it just sounds so crazy. Eccentricities.
And so she was well known in the art community. Okay.
Huh?
But they translated trick in some of the things that she did.
She was eccentric.
She was known for her eccentricities.
She was known for eccentricities.
But they translated.
I've just never heard that word before in my life. But eccentricities, okay.
Well, into art, and so she was well known in the art community. Okay.
Eccentricities.
So I was doing this report on her.
Electricity.
And as I was doing it, now keep in mind, this was the 90s. This was before the year 2000. This was the 1990s.
That's what 90s means, brother. Keep going.
It was like the Wild West of the internet. So much shit was all
over.
This
is the 90s, right? So before the year 2000. So, 90s. Before the year 2000. So it's like the 90s, like 1990s. But before the year 2000. So before the 2000s, okay? It's like the 90s. So like before the year 2000, okay?
Internet that was like half-truths and nonsense. There was no one to really verify information on the internet.
Oh, yes,
but
there was.
I was told, as long as you reference.
Oh God, he used Wikipedia
On
a book report.
Where you got your information from, that it's considered legit research.
Uh-huh.
So during my studies of Frida,
I jerked off a lot.
on a website that was telling me that apparently
it was called hotlatinas.com, and I had real trouble. I was just jerking off too much.
some people believe she was like a cannibal, that like her and her group of artistic friends were into like gore and they would eat wild animals and shit. So so I presented this as part of my report, and the teacher was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm not making this up. I wanted to show you that I found this on the internet because this is what it says in some places, this weird shit. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. You've ever heard of it?" And she's like, "I've never heard that." I was like, "Well, here it is if you want to look it up yourself." But, you know, those were the old days of trying to research anything on the internet, which is pretty funny.
Okay, whatever.
Today, the internet's a little bit more clear. When you have so many people putting up information, there's more commonly believed stuff rather than horse shit and conspiracy theory. So, but anyway, yeah, I probably wouldn't go to a library and read a history book. I'd probably research something
All
online,
this because someone asked him to go to get smart. Okay, that's the level we're at. All right, anyways.
Anti-dentit. Tip me $1. Says,
Anti-dented?
"You're my best friend. I'll support you till the universe collapses upon itself. You're a true valedictorian comedic genius. Every time you speak, my dogs laugh." Sounds great. Thanks for the $1 tip. Jack, no elf.
That was it. He said valedictorian comedy.
The ongoing support. Welcome to the stream.
Uh-huh.
PW Dubs cheered, says, "What did your valedictorian speech consist of? What did you say during it? Did you shout out the jealous salutatorian?" Yes, my entire valedictorian speech was actually saying
what?
Neener, neener, neener to the salutatorian, who just could not surpass me, no matter how hard she worked, because I was just that kind of a huge dick back then. And actually what happened was,
Still jealous of Michelle Lee here.
I started playing We Are the Champions in the gymnasium that we were in.
The gymnasium?
Playing We Are
That's
the
correct.
Champions in the
I thought he said gymnasium, but he said gym.
the gymnasium that we were in.
Gymnasium.
And I put on the vest. That's what it was. I put on the vest. And I was like dancing all over.
The shiny one was podcast best.
Over the stage, making fun of the salutatorian.
The vest streak was a great symbol.
That was my entire speech.
Of us owning the trolls.
Thank you, PW Dubs, for the cheer. The Villain X resubscribed. The Villain X resubscribed for 12 months. Thank you, Villain X, for 1 year of support. I appreciate that, Villain X, very much.
Yep.
Thank you for.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
Let's see. Lollerman and Cheer said, "Would you consider being a valedictorian in high school your last significant achievement? What else are you proud of besides the 11-year legacy? Getting married? It's pretty awesome."
That's an achievement? This is a dude that says having kids is not an achievement, but he says getting married is an achievement. Are you serious? Getting married is an achievement, okay? Having kids, not achievement. Getting married, achievement. Sound good?
Would you consider being a valedictorian in high school your last significant achievement? What else are you proud of besides the 11-year legacy? Getting married?
Look at this, this is what no self-confidence looks like. Getting married, you ever heard of it? It's something I did. And I also have sexual relations, so ever heard of it? I do that. I've had 3 bangs in my life. I've had 3 hype parties in my life. Ever heard of it? Thank you. So that is what I do. That's my accomplishments, okay? So fuck out of here, okay?
Pretty awesome one. But buying my first home was a pretty awesome one. Getting my first car.
Getting the first car your parents bought for you? Sound good?
Winning tournaments. Like, there's a million things I could sit here and list. There's no reason for me to go through all of them.
Yeah, what about 4th place?
No, I'd say high school is the last thing on my mind when I say an achievement that I did in life.
Uh-huh.
Mayo and Mustard King Sheeran said, "Don't mean to be personal. Do you ever own a PSP?" Years and years ago.
Don't mean to be personal. My first bankruptcy. Don't mean to be personal.
And Mustard King Sheeran.
Yeah, I do the sex. You know the sex thing? I do that. So
said, "Don't mean to be
heard
personal.
of it?
Do you ever own a PSP?" Years and years ago, I owned a PSP. I played Final Fantasy.
Don't mean to get personal.
What was it called? Final Fantasy 7,
something Cross, or what the hell was the name of it? Crisis Core. Crisis Core. And I actually really like that game. But I haven't had a PSP in a million years. I got rid of that a long time ago.
Yeah, just threw it away.
D-Man 11.
Get the fuck out of here. Next.
Yeah. Was being a valedictorian my greatest accomplishment?
Same exact question.
Absolutely not.
What is it?
If anything, like valedictorian wasn't a big accomplishment in my opinion. A lot of people thought it was at the time, but I didn't really care. I'm serious. I didn't care.
Not funny. Not a big accomplishment. I mean, it absolutely is a big accomplishment normally, but like, I guess that shows the not much competition crowd. You got it right, you know.
Do I feel like I peaked in high school? Hell no.
Uh-oh.
I've done way more notable things after my education than I ever did. It was actually when I finished.
Yeah, the incident, bankruptcy, getting 4th place at Evo, all that stuff happened after my education.
School is when I started traveling for Street Fighter and actually doing well in Street Fighter, winning tournaments and placing and being a well-known guy in Street Fighter communities, and then eventually
A well-known guy in Street Fighter communities. So he is saying being known on the SRK forums, which is a forum that only Street Fighter people were in, is a accomplishment.
eventually becoming a tournament organizer who was very respected on the East Coast at the time.
He was not respected by anybody. I've shown you that so many times.
And then my YouTube stuff started after that. So literally all the things in my life that I'm probably going to be known for a long time had nothing to do with my high school at all. It was completely different.
I feel like that's most people, by the way, but is that a flex? Like, I'm known for what I did after high school more than what I'm known for in high school. Okay.
I think people who say they peaked in high school, people who are like high school athletes and stuff like that, and they never really
people that had fun in high school
achieved that kind of success afterward. They just kind of had mundane lives afterward. I'm the complete fucking opposite in that regard.
Yep.
So.
Having parties, dude. Oh, that was the remember Nerd Dude. We need to come up with a name with this. We just saw it here. This is the Stealth Side Sniff. That's a good name right there. Stealth Side Sniff, the one-sided ninja sniff. Sometimes you see those. Look at the malleability of that nose, that schnoz. Anyways, moving forward positively.
All right, we should go back because there was a fossil.
Anyways.
Oh, well. All right, good stuff. So, Loner took me $2.50. And what kind of things do you talk about in your valedictorian speech? I've already...
Oh, Batman, big ups.
Told that story many times, but
what is it? Tell it
very
again, please.
quickly. I basically just told everyone that it was about the homework. It wasn't about the tests, and it wasn't about the academics. It was about the experiences that we had in high school. Those were the things, the friendships, and the memorable moments. Those are the things that were going to stay with us forever. We would never remember a specific test or a grade.
You said this in elementary school speech too, or is this just the high school one?
You know what I mean? That's what I talked about in my valedictorian speech. Jimbo Slice Cheers said, "Hey Phil, how you doing? You see all the companies trying to get skins in the game. KFC wants to get a Colonel skin. I'd love to see a battle for fast food mascots. I would too. I think that would be pretty neat."
Pretty neat, dude. Pretty neat.
Abak tipped me $1 and says,
"You
said you'd never been in the armed forces. I remember from ages ago you said something about having an interview with an officer. You didn't like
God,
the guy's attitude. I just talked about this the other day.
We're getting this story now?
When I was graduating from high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I was weighing and balancing all of my options.
I was applying to a single, sometimes a single, but sometimes two Ivy League schools.
To go to university, to train for a future job, or I could just get a job right out of high school, or I could go to the military. And I went for an interview at the Army recruitment office.
And how'd that go?
Near me. And the guy there was very, very nice, but also very cocky.
So that means he probably was a built gentleman that had some muscles on him, which instantly means for Phil that he's cocky. Let's get that straight.
Basically, after having an interview, telling him all about myself, all my extracurriculars, my education, the fact that I was the valedictorian of my high school.
He went up there. "Excuse me, sir, I'm interested in being in the military. I am the valedictorian of both my elementary school and the high school. And I also have had, I've had intercourse. I've had 4 intercourses. And I've never done anything fun. So could you please take me in? Thank you."
He was very impressed, and he said, "I definitely feel you're officer material, and we'd like to recruit you."
I mean, they'll take anybody as long as you can, have the ability. they don't give a shit about your education. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it helps, but
but the way he ended the very impressed, and he said, "I definitely feel you're officer material, and we'd like to recruit you."
You're officer material. I think you're commander-in-chief material. So please come in.
But the way he ended the interview.
Lux, I don't know if you've heard of the SRK. I am well known in that. I'm also a tournament organizer, so I'm well respected there. I also had 4th place at EVO and numerous high finishes. I've also beaten the entire Team Empire, which is headed by the famous fighting game player Triforce. He wears a power glove. Might have heard of him. I won a money match once. From him once. I almost got beat up by a Marine. He might know him. It's Jaha. Ever heard of him? I almost got beat up by him. So, I mean, I think I'm pretty much officer material. So, thank you.
All right.
Oh, God.
It was weird to me.
Cannon fodder.
Because after this nice interview where actually I had a good time, I thought it was a good interview, he said to me,
I thought it was a good interview. What percent was Phil talking during that interview? I'm guessing 99%. 99. I thought it was a pretty good interview.
I know you're going to come back here, man. There's no way you wouldn't come back and do this because it's so attractive or whatever. I can't remember the exact wording he used, but basically he was so cocky and full of himself.
So he probably he probably said like, "Hey man, hope to see you back. You know, hope to see you back here when you figure it out." That's probably what he said. And then, this guy's so cocky. I mean, what? This guy's a cocky.
Armed forces that there was no way that I would turn it down. Now here's the thing. I was seriously considering doing this at the time. I was. My dad had been in the military and served, and so I was considering doing it. I thought maybe it could be a good career path. But the way that guy said it actually 100% flipped my opinion and turned me off.
Can you imagine being flipped or your opinion when the guy says, "Dude"? Yeah, the guy says, "Hey, it might." That recruiter saved the U.S. Army. Yeah, United States would be done right now if they did get him in there. But the dude probably said, like, "Yeah, you'll be back here, man. All right, thanks for coming by." That's literally probably it. And the guy was probably built, you know, and Phil's very, very, very against people that have, you know, above him in any way or better than him in any way. And this guy probably was, you know, had a good build on him. Strong handshake. What? This guy's a cocky dude.
Now, maybe that was just a stupid thing. Maybe I shouldn't have let that get to me. And maybe it was just because I was young and immature. But the way he said it to me actually legitimately like changed my feelings about possibly doing it. I was like, if that guy is so cocky and shit, like he doesn't feel like I should even possibly consider anything else, almost like, oh, we're so good, there's no way you would turn it down. I was the kind of guy,
I guarantee they didn't do that pointing. Guarantee it.
When I was younger, right? I was the kind of guy that was like, if you tell me to do something, I purposely won't do it. I don't know why. That's how I was.
Oh, that's why you're a rebellious youth. Yeah, my mom said for me to go make friends, and I was like, "Fuck you, Mom. I'm not going to do that."
And I say this on streams, too. If you guys ask me for something so much, it becomes annoying, I purposely will probably not do it. You know what I mean? It's different. Okay, here's...
It would have ended like Leonard in Full Metal Jacket. My mommy said, "Why don't I go find a girlfriend?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm not going to do that."
We're going to do it. You see what I mean? There's different ways to go about it.
See what I mean?
And just the way the guy said it completely turned me off, and I didn't want to do it. And I never went back. I never went back. I ended up going to college. So, Nothing But a Fan. Subscribe to the channel for 8 months. Thank you, Nothing But a Fan. Randy O. Butternut tipped me $4.20 and says Batman probably faked his death at the end of Arkham Knight.
Whatever. Move forward positively. Oh, Batman. Speaking of Batman.
Good. Real Joker 305 tipped me $1.20. And asked that I use double negatives in my valedictorian speech. Actually, in my valedictorian speech, I used triple negatives. That way, no one had any idea what the fuck I was talking about. So thank you for the $1 tip. The Alcoholic Mormon gifted a sub to Kanye West. Where my parents treated about grades, so I got valedictorian.
Bonus one from Wood Knox. Big ups.
Where my parents treated about grades, so I got valedictorian. I mean, my parents wanted me to do the absolute best I could in school. And it was always, you know, homework comes first before play. It was always like that. Even when I got
homework comes first before play in high school. Philip, homework comes before play. Mommy, I'm 17. Yeah, and I haven't even brushed your hair yet, Philip. Come get your ass over here. Come on.
It was always, you know, homework comes first before play. It was always like that. Even when I got home from school, it was like, well, you can watch the Disney afternoon, then we have dinner, and immediately following dinner, brush your teeth, and you're doing your...
Disney afternoon? Was that around then? I don't think it was. I mean, call me crazy, but as someone that is, of course, younger than Phil, but around the same age, I don't think it was. Disney Channel. Like, I remember it being a thing, but I was more Nickelodeon style. But anyways, maybe he's right.
Your homework. And then once your homework's done, then we can talk about free time and stuff during the night, you know? Okay, here we go.
That's what I thought, like some rice. I thought it was early 2000s, though, not 90s. But
for some reason, there's no comment here. Weird. I thought there would be a comment in every area, but I guess not.
Any other comments here? We're moving on positively.
Get home from school, you just worked your butt off all day.
Oh, here we go.
My mom was of the impression.
Uh-oh.
When you get home from school, you just worked your butt off all day. You should at least get a little bit of a break. So I come home and usually have like a drink, some kind of juice or something, while I watch the Disney afternoon. And then...
I thought you said homework first. What?
Once that was done...
Is this an instant retcon?
Dinner. And after dinner, then it was, okay, that's it, time for work. You gotta do your homework.
What? This is the same video. What? Hold on a second.
Impression.
Hold on.
In every area, but I guess not.
Okay, here we go. I'll hear this again. The timeline here. Okay. All right, let's restart this again. Hold on. Let's get where my time
Valedictorian. I mean, my parents wanted me to do the absolute best I could in school.
Okay.
And it was always, you know, homework comes first before...
Homework comes first before play. He starts with this, all right? He starts with homework comes first before play.
Or play. It was always like that. Even when I got home from school, it was like, well, you can watch the Disney afternoon, then we have dinner, and immediately following dinner, brush your teeth, and you're doing your homework.
Oh, okay, so I'm wrong. He does say it. He says first he does the first. So his mom wanted him to do do homework before play, but he could watch Disney afternoon and get a snack before starting.
And then once your homework's done, then we can talk about free time and stuff during the night, you know?
This is
For some reason, there's no comment.
What's going on here? I think this is Jin
My
talking.
mom was of the impression.
Okay, here we go.
When you get home from school, you just worked your butt off all day. You should at least get a little bit of a break. So I come home and usually have like a drink, some kind of juice or something, while I watch the Disney afternoon. And then once that was done, we'd have dinner. And after dinner, then it was, okay, that's it, time for work. You gotta do your homework until it's done. And some nights I'd finish my homework early and have extra time to do whatever I wanted. And we watch TV, play some video games. Or some days it was just homework all night until I was done. Then I was done, that was it. Maybe I had like half an hour to watch Nick at Night with my mom or whatever.
Nick at Night! That explains a lot, Nick at Night.
All right. Thank you for re-upping your membership. I appreciate that.
Big ups, Francisco. Linda loved Ginny the Nanny. He watched Nick at Night. Like, Nick at Night was like black and white shows from like the 50s and 60s, if anyone doesn't know. It was on Nickelodeon. And like, I couldn't watch that. I was like, it was not funny for me.
I was done, then I was done, that was it. Maybe
But
I had, like,
he was
half
loving
an
Nick
hour
at Night.
to
That explains a lot, because they say words like maroon and stuff on those shit, man. I was not a Nick at Night person. Big ups to everyone that enjoys it, but I was not.
with my mom or whatever, and then shower.
Well, tell
and that
Jen,
was
Francisco,
it.
not
I was
bad.
out of time to do anything. What happened to all the comments? What the hell happened here?
Oh, foil. I haven't seen a foil in so long. I thought it might be broken, but there you go. Foil Lil Wayne, 5 turkey for Blorgus. Big ups. Foil Lil Wayne in the house. That's a 1 in 100 shot, by the way, for foils. 1 in 100 for the foil. That's the official rarity. I have to release that to the authorities, or I might get banned for my gambling. Here we go.
Now, cheers says valedictorian level science on that serial equation. Then he cheered again and says, do you agree Wings could beat you up? He's got too much size and speed on me. First of all, size.
Linda got upset when Family Matters and The Cosby Show came on. Black Mage, how dare you?
Not as tall as me. Speed. Ha ha! But it's a stupid question because we wouldn't fight. There's not going to be a fight between me and Wings. The only people who ask stupid shit like that.
I think Wings might be faster than Phil, honestly. And he also doesn't have a back problem.
It's a stupid question.
I'm here
Wings
again.
could beat you up. He's got too much size and speed on me. First of all, size. Not as tall as me. Speed.
Size, he's not as tall as me. Yeah, what about weight, dude? And that does matter in boxing. Let's get real.
Not as tall as me. Speed. Ha ha!
Where are you moving? Where are you moving? Where are you running? You can't even run. Come on. Wings would obliterate him.
But it's a stupid question because we wouldn't fight. There's not going to be a fight between me and Wings. The only people.
It's not about that. It's a hypothetical. Like if you'd fight Mike Tyson, who you said you would beat. So let's get back to the hypotheticals, brother.
Stupid shit like that are dumb fuck immature mouth droolers who like to try to cause internet drama.
Mouth droolers are back.
There's never going to be a fight between me and any other content creator ever.
It's a hypothetical.
Period.
It's a hypothetical, brother. Those things are called fun.
Period.
Have you ever punched a bee? Those similar to those style questions.
Grillex Pimp Cheery says, testing it out, Dick Dickerson here. I'm no longer going to tip because I'm not anonymous Dick Dickerson. It's disappointed. More disappointed at the time, and me and Dick
I'm done. I don't want to care about Dick Dickerson.
Chloe asks, I was wondering if you had not pursued a career with YouTube or Twitch, is there any career path you would have chosen and why? The thing is, Chloe, my life's been chaotic. My life was not pre-planned. I'm not one of those people who, like, when I was
my life has not been pre-planned.
Growing up, I said, I absolutely want to do this for a living no matter what, and I'm going to do everything I can to live up to that goal, whether it's
that's about
schooling and
1% of
or whatever.
1% of the world can do that. Like their childhood dream becomes their real dream. Go on. Let's see how chaotic your life is.
I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was the valedictorian of my high school, but I wasn't accepted to any of like the big name colleges, despite the fact that I had a straight A record, extracurriculars. Why? Because I was white and I didn't have money.
All right. Well, he's consistent on this story at least, but let's see how many schools he applied to.
So if you're white and you don't have money to actually outright pay to go to one of those top colleges in the United States, you
might as well just Minecraft yourself.
Get accepted. It's that simple. If you're going to need financial aid, you don't get accepted to those colleges. So because I didn't know someone at those colleges to get my foot in the door, I had to go to decent colleges. I mean, I went to Fairfield University. It's known as a pretty good college.
Is it?
But I didn't have any, let me put it this way. I didn't have any way to get networking so that I could get a job out of college.
Networking involves effort from yourself and no one else. Let's not get it twisted here. So you had no opportunities for that because you didn't try hard enough.
Started off college, I wanted to do a computer science major because that was the 90s, was the big heightened tech stuff. That was when the websites were exploding, internet businesses were exploding. And then when I was in college, literally the tech bubble burst and all the jobs vanished in the job market for computer science. In addition, the teachers they had there for computer science were absolutely god-awful and couldn't teach to save their lives. They were really good coders, but they couldn't actually relate.
Such a good college that they hire bad teachers to do this. Okay, I'm not saying that good schools don't hire good teachers, but that's what he's saying. The school was so great. Oh, amazing school. Fucking insane school. Bad teachers, though. Teachers suck.
That
Big up,
knowledge
Steve.
of how
Later,
to
Steve.
actually code to the students. I came in with no knowledge of computer coding at all, and the guy couldn't teach me basic shit. Meanwhile, kids who were coming in who had previous years of experience were telling me, yeah, you needed to come into this school with previous experience because he hasn't explained any base level shit. He's
top one thing that never happened, that was never said on this entire planet Earth.
Expects you know everything, which is just bullshit. I'm going to college to learn computer programming. Why do I already need to know computer programming?
Sounds like you got to do some extra studying then, brother. But we can just let's just bitch about the teacher. That's fine, too.
Dumb shit, right? So I changed my major in college from computer programming over to business and then eventually a major in finance. Unbeknownst to me, all right?
Unbeknownst to me what? I was white.
Huh? To really get a job in finance, you needed to know someone. Just like to get into a good college, you needed to know someone to get into a job in finance. So here I am working in college, all right? And I'm busting my ass.
double work.
Just to make ends meet. I'm working a full-time job during college to pay for college.
Okay, like thousands of people do, and I did that too. I did this too.
So I have no free time. I'm all day, every day I'm either working or I'm in class, and then weekends, maybe I get one day a week where I get to actually go like play Street Fighter or go to a tournament or something.
Okay,
right? Which
sounds like a pretty fine life. Busy, but definitely doable.
was my hobby. That was my life during my 4 college years. I didn't have tons of free time to spend with friends or anything. I was working my ass off.
So, sounds like everyone else on Earth that goes to college. Next point.
So how was I supposed to then get experience or get networking skills so I could get a job when I graduated from college?
It's called doing internships, things like that, brother, which you did. He went to Wells Fargo, was part of the internship.
Maybe if I was filthy rich, right, and I didn't have to work during college, I would have had tons of free time and I could have done internships and all kinds of shit. I wasn't given that opportunity. So when I graduated from college,
Yeah, good point, Marcus. What about those awesome parties you had and the 3 bangs you had and the revolving door? I thought that was pretty fun. That sounded like a pretty hype time, to be honest.
No one would hire me for a finance job. So I ended up working at a company that I thought was a finance job, but it wasn't. It was predatory lending.
So you got baited by Wells Fargo. Oh, Wells Fargo, that's a bank. I'll apply to this. How much you bet he didn't even read the job listing? Like, Wells Fargo, I'll apply here. You know, oh, Wells Fargo, that's finance. I'll apply there. Didn't read the fucking the job thing at all. The job listing never got read.
Lending mortgages and credit cards to families with horrible credit scores.
Oh, by the way, spoiler, we're gonna hear this again on Thursday because we're doing the second part of the employment saga on Thursday. So you're gonna hear this again.
Who don't know how to manage their finances and basically giving them insanely high loan-to-value loans. Imagine
loan-to-value loans.
Finances and basically giving them insanely high loan-to-value loans. Imagine you're terrible with money, and a company latches onto that and gives you a 95% loan-to-value loan on your home. What that means is that, let's say your home's worth $100,000, they would give you a loan for $95,000 against your house. You have no equity. Nothing. You own nothing, essentially. Okay? That's what we were doing. It was predatory lending in the hopes they would default and we would steal a house. That's what my company was that I was working for. So after working for them for a year and having issues with that, I went and worked for
having issues with that. Oh, we're going to see more about those issues, all right?
Best Buy.
All right, well, we're not going to go through this because this is leaching into our next The Plunge, so I'm going to stop here. But we'll hear this on Thursday if you come in. I'm going to edge you guys a little bit on that. Almost done here.
All right.
We're now up to 2021.
This does pale to my valedictorian speech, though. It's true.
So this guy gave a speech. He said that paled to my valedictorian speech. Having fun. Look at this streamer right here having a good time, dude. Having fun. Having a great time right now. This is an awesome stream. All right, we're done.
Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy Man did another 500-bit cheer. He said, I'm impressed you managed to pronounce bourgeoisie without missing a beat. Valedictorian indeed. Well, it was because, of course, I am part of the bourgeoisie. So, you know, being part of this upper echelon, the upper crust of society, I absolutely know how to pronounce the group's name. I mean, I would be like, you know, a peon. I would be one of these normal plebeians if I could not pronounce bourgeoisie. Come on.
Anything else you want to say? Are we done here?
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're finally done with the pre-stream after...
All right, we're done. 2021 again?
CBV says, sometimes you struggle with instructions in games, not trying to make fun of you. Were you ever tested as a child? Learning difficulties.
Oh, God. This is why people had to confirm if you're valedictorian or not, motherfucker.
Instructions in games, not trying to make fun of you. Were you ever tested as a child? Learning difficulties.
Yeah, that's my second 2 years of high school when I had the special exclusive bus. Ever heard of it? I had a special bus, okay? So, pretty cool, right? I had a special bus pick me up at a special time. So, not sure where you're going with this one. I was also valedictorian. Mouth drooler.
I was the fucking valedictorian of my class.
Ooh.
I was always the smartest kid in my class in school. So, no, I was never tested for learning disabilities. That's the most stupid thing I've ever fucking heard in my life.
Ooh.
No, you have to understand, the game was designed for motion controls, but it doesn't have motion controls. So, you had to use the thumbstick, which I didn't understand. It was obviously designed for motion controls.
This game's designed for children,
I didn't even pull in the direction like that.
Very
All right,
difficult.
There's nothing here. I can do this though.
Very difficult.
Well, that was cool, but I can't do anything.
Very difficult game, that game. Skyward Sword. Only valedictorians can play that one.
Brown skin. I hope we upgrade it.
There's something about brown skin, I thought, but all right, we're moving on.
Sald Pizza Muscle. Did a super chat says everything about serving your country when you were younger? Yes, I've already told the story. I'm not going to tell it in detail tonight. I did actually go to a recruiter.
There we go.
And the recruiter was very nice to me.
But
and even talked about getting me into the officers program because he felt that I was cut out for that, considering that I was the valedictorian of my high school.
I was going to be in the officers program. That's probably otherwise known as letting you get in the army. That's probably what they call it for everybody.
But basically, he was very cocky. And his very cocky attitude.
Uh-oh.
He even said to me, "Oh, I know you'll be back. I can tell. I know you're going to come back no matter what."
So salty.
Just that cockiness, like, actually turned me off. Because I don't like that.
Yeah, I was boned up before, but when he said that, I got turned right off. I was soft. I went hardcore soft.
Kind of attitude that people had. So he actually stopped me from going back. I never went back because of that.
I'm very smart. I'm valedictorian. All right, we're going next.
I have no thoughts on VTubers using anime avatars, nor do I give a shit about them.
Okay.
Did I give my senior speech during my senior year of high school? I was a valedictorian, so yes, I did give the speech.
Uh-oh.
Hey. Blood. We gotta hope that that's not Chris's blood. It is October after all. So this black stain's got.
Oh, that was a Halloween joke. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
2022 now. We're getting there.
Thank you for that. Did I ever consider joining a branch of the military? Only when I was very young and in high school. I didn't know what I wanted.
It's weird how these like LARPers go in waves. Like they were talking about the speech forever, and now they're talking about the military thing. Like I know that I'm missing a lot. I mean, I'm mostly missing clips, but like I try to get all the clips I can. But it's weird how like LARPers like move on to different arcs. Like now they're all about the fucking military thing.
Did I ever consider joining a branch of the military? Only when I was very young and in high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do after I graduated. And I one time I did go to a recruiter. And I kind of liked everything he had told me. He told me that basically I would be trained to be part of the officer program because I was basically the valedictorian of my high school.
Basically the valedictorian of my high school. That's a small detail. I'm sure we misspoke here. But
trained to be part of the officer program because I was basically the valedictorian of my high school.
Which move?
Shit, hold on. There we go. But the guy, I don't know, there's something about him that rubbed me the wrong way. He seemed very cocky. Like, one of the things he actually said to me was, "Oh, don't worry, I know you're going to come back because, you know, this is such a good thing to do and you're military material and stuff." And I don't know, he just rubbed me the wrong way, being kind of cocky and so sure of himself.
Oh, God. Sorry about that.
I never went back. A good thing I didn't, because right after there was the whole, you know, all the wars that happened as a result of 9/11 and everything. So, yeah. Who knows what would have happened if I had actually, you know.
What did he say there?
So,
Hold on. Got distracted.
Well, you know, all the wars that happened as a result of 9/11 and everything. So, a good thing I didn't, because right after there was the whole, you know, all the wars that happened as a result of 9/11 and everything. So,
okay. He didn't want to actually do anything. He didn't want to do anything, and when he went to the military, he just wanted to be in the military.
Super chatter. Six-Headed Goat says, "I'm celebrating Independence Day by smoking some dope." Well, that's very much in your rights if you live somewhere where that's allowed. So congratulations and enjoy. Just do it safely.
Do it safely.
Do I have any recurring dreams? Honestly, the only dream that I have, it's not exactly the same. But the dream that I have, I still have dreams that I'm still in some kind of school, usually college, and that I'm going to flunk. Because when I was in college, I absolutely hated it. I felt like I was wasting my time. I didn't think I was going to get anything out of my degree. I was correct, by the way. I never did. Like, having a degree was a complete waste of my time.
Okay.
Basically, what happened was I was very disillusioned because after I graduated high school
as
the valedictorian, and I literally couldn't get into any of the schools that I wanted to go to, despite the fact that I had the credentials to do so. I had extracurriculars under my belt. I was taking all the AP courses and aced them.
First time we've heard AP courses. I think that's the first time he's ever said AP courses, actually. Did he say that? I think he might have said it once earlier. But it seems like he would have said that many times if it was true, in my opinion. But who knows?
I had extracurriculars under my belt. I was taking all the AP courses and aced them. The highest ranking in my high school. And none of the colleges, the top-ranked colleges, would accept me. For various reasons. I mean, I was white and I wasn't rich, so that's probably...
Oh, my God. I was white was off the fucking chain today.
Two things against me that, you know, reason I couldn't make it in.
So,
I was very pissed off, and when I went to college, I basically, within 2 semesters, stopped caring.
Ooh.
And so I just kind of flowed my way through it. Ended up being like that B/C student, not really giving two shits about getting A's or doing well or going above and
just worried about banging. You ever heard of it? I got it. I got 3 bangs.
beyond. At that time, I instead focused heavily on competitive Street Fighter.
Oh, I think, Lux, I think you're onto something there. That's why he is so racist. I mean, he already was predispositioned by Linda probably to like think about races in a big way, maybe. And they think everything wrong was about college is from race, right? I mean, he's not the right race, and that's why he couldn't be in there.
And did a lot of stuff with that.
Yeah, in Philip's mind, like 4 people are going to college that are white right now.
And basically,
they're all rich.
by the end of my college days, like that whole last year, senior year, there was a couple courses that were required to graduate, and I thought they were jokes. Seriously, like
Seriously, dude, they were jokes.
There was one that was like
funny not
Native American Studies. I go.
Oh wait, what? Who needs to know about Native Americans? I mean, we already took this country from them. Who gives a shit? Okay, we already stole it from them. Christopher Columbus stole it from them. So whatever.
Seriously, like there was one that was like Native American Studies. I go to the class fully expecting this will be interesting. The teacher is a Native American guy who
barely speaks English.
Literally doesn't teach. He just comes into the class and fucks around, and then he'll give you a test. It's like, what is this?
God, you know, man, this is so different than reality. You know, like that dude was probably like just telling stories or something. You know, maybe a different kind of way than Phil was expecting, and that's it. He's just fucking around, dude. What? Like PowerPoints? What is he doing?
What? Like you're testing me after we didn't even learn anything today. You know, like we didn't learn anything the whole fucking 2 weeks, and then you tested us on something as if we were supposed to know something. So basically, what this teacher would do, he pretended to teach, and he came in.
He pretended to teach. Yeah, he was like making us turn our books to certain pages, making us learn like book reports and stuff. It was all fake. It's all pretend. And all the other students studied this fake pretend.
And did no teaching at all. And then he expected you to read the book by yourself, and then he would test you on stuff out of the book randomly.
Yeah.
That was some of the courses that I took in college. So basically, I thought the whole college thing was a scam. I didn't give a shit. But what happened was that last semester, the college expected you to do some kind of a stupid project, and it was like, you have to do some.
How many times have we heard like they expected you to do something, and like that's be it? Like, oh, they expected us to do this. What the fuck, dude? Like they expected us to do this, huh? They expected us to take a test, huh? Like it's so much they expected us, and it's like because they expected something, they're assholes.
Big scoping project regarding finance or something, because I was a finance major, and I don't even remember what I did, but I said I was gonna.
Yeah. By the way, I had many classes in college that were like, here's what the test is on. You don't have to come to class if you don't want, but the test is on this. I definitely had classes like that. A lot of classes care about attendance, but I definitely had one or two in my time where like, here's the test. Here's what you got to know. You don't have to come to class if you don't want to. If you want to, that's cool, but you don't have to. You gotta learn this stuff, you know? But Phil thinks they need to like spoon feed the information into his fucking mind. And if they don't do that in the way sufficient for him, you're fucked up.
Something, because I was a finance major, and I don't even remember what I did, but I said I was going to do one thing, and I basically fucked around, and I had a professor that was supposed to be like an aide to help with the project, and I met with him like twice, and I was like,
total mouth drooler.
Like, I just think this whole thing is stupid and a scam, and I feel like I wasted 4 of my years here. I don't think I'm going to get anything when I graduate. I really am disillusioned by this whole process, and I will do the bare minimum to graduate, but, you know, I'm not going to put a ton of effort into this project. It's not like I'm getting a high-paying job right out of college. I can't do an internship because I'm working. I had to work to pay for my college degree and to pay for the tuition. So I'm like, I can't do an internship. I'm not going to get a good job. So basically,
I told the guy why I don't care about this and how I wasted the last 4 years of my life because I'm not to get a high-paying job. What?
Told the professor this, and he was like, you know, you shouldn't have said that. Like, what, you want me to lie to you? You know? So basically, he gave me like a D-. Like, he just rode me by and gave me a D- on the project. But that whole semester, I had...
So D-. All right, big ups, D-.
Like, bad anxiety that I was going to flunk out and then not graduate.
Yeah, well, if you don't care about it and don't try it, you might flunk out, brother.
So to this day, I still sometimes have nightmares about being in college and either like I'm late for a class, I didn't make it, and because of that, they're going to basically give me an
yeah,
F.
That's interesting.
Or like it's the final test and I have to pass this test. If I don't pass this test, I flunk out of college or something. I still have like recurring nightmares like that, which is really stupid because I haven't been in school. All right. The last time I was in school was night school that I was taking when I had that job at the helicopter place. I was going for my master's degree, and I went for like 3 semesters. And then the 3rd semester I had to cancel because all the people who I was going with in carpooling basically kind of fucked around and backed out and stopped going. So
they fucked around and backed out.
And stopped going. But anyway.
Yeah, Harvard made the best decision of their life, didn't they? Emperor. I stole that from your thought. Dude, like Harvard is whatever Harvard's selection process was, they chose correctly.
Basically, like that was the last time I was in school, and then I didn't have that anxiety. I didn't feel like that. My anxiety all came from my days, like from the years 2000 to 2004. That last year, 2004, was the year when I had all that anxiety. So here it is, 18 fucking years later.
What?
And sometimes I still dream about being in college and like I'm gonna flunk out. It's pretty crazy how those things mess up your head, and then you have this ongoing anxiety like forever. But that's about it. I really don't have recurring nightmares of anything else.
You just went an insane 5-minute talk. That's pretty much it, though. Other than that, other than debilitating anxiety, totally fine, dude. We are almost done. 6 more left. We're in 2022 now. I have to be done in 20 minutes, by the way. Have to pick up Spawn.
My name would be the Valedictorian. That would be my villain name, and I would outsmart Batman at every turn. No, I'd be the Valedictorian. Get it? D-I-C-K. Valedictorian, because I'm a dickhead. I'm a dick to everyone. I just make snide remarks that I outsmarted the world. That's correct. Yes.
Hey, screw you, man. We turned on the phone. You're trapped over.
No riddles till the next round.
Okay, I'm done with this.
D+, just like with my grades in school. Yeah, right, I was valedictorian. But anyway.
Flexing.
Just like with my grades in school. Yeah, right, I was valedictorian. But anyway.
I wonder how many people developed this game.
Anyway, D+. The game is fun, Mark. I really like this. I actually think this is a really cool free-flowing game.
Free-flowing?
It's quite entertaining. I definitely think it's going to be much harder moving forward.
This game looks pretty intense.
Right now, it's kind of simple.
4 left.
Does my huge valedictorian head exacerbate my back injuries? I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. This ginormous dome, this cranium, weighs at least 3 times as much as the normal human head. So, you know, the back wasn't designed to handle that kind of burden. That's the problem.
As the closer we get to more
the shadows
current times, the worse the jokes get. Big ups, Francisco. We're almost done here.
Store for sale.
Done. Bassmaster. Yes, height.
Oh,
Valedictorian driving into the side of the lake here. No reason. Okay, Valedictorian here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry
Derich
about
says,
that.
I was watching an old video we were talking about
shout outs to Derich.
Through to the military. Was I ever serious about joining or thought about joining? Let me find a fishing spot and I can answer that. But basically, when I was graduating high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And everyone else was like, oh, I want to go into this. I want to go into this. I was like, I don't know what I want to go into. Like, I literally have no idea.
What are you going to do?
So, you know, my dad had been in the Marines. And had said to me, you know, maybe you want to consider applying to maybe, be in the Army.
All right, so now his dad told him to try to consider it. Okay.
To me, you know, maybe you want to consider
Big ups,
applying
Dave.
to maybe be in the Army or the Marines or whatever. Think about it. And
yeah.
I remember I went to a local recruitment office. I made an appointment, and I went in there, and
the
guy who was there.
Oh God, we don't hear this again.
Was a nice guy.
I'll definitely redirect you to Meerkat stream after this. We have 4 more videos left. Almost there.
And
we've been through a lot together. We got a little bit more.
So what lure do I want to use?
Oh God, shut up about lures.
He was a nice guy. Told me all about it. And basically, based off my qualifications, meaning that I was the valedictorian of my high school. I had all these extracurriculars. I had everything under my belt. I was physically fit back then.
Ooh,
so, you know, it wasn't
fit.
like I was chubby like I am now, but I was like athletic. You know, you see, I was athletic.
Ooh, big
and
ups.
basically, the guy was like, you know, with all of your qualifications, as long as you pass the general basic training and all of that, we would likely try to get you into an officer's program because of, you know,
officer's program
class and everything. That's the kind of thing we look for in that.
Ooh.
Now, I was interested at that time. I didn't know exactly what it was going to entail. Keep in mind, this was around 1999. All right.
Okay.
So this is before 9/11 happened. This is before all the crazy shit that went down. That is the smallest fish.
You know, the crazy stuff.
I was telling the story. I didn't even look at the fish I caught. Holy crap!
Cares?
Is that thing washer and it's good lord. I'm at Toledo Bend. Oh, so you're
shut
cool to
up.
know that the game took realistic
I'm done.
areas.
You lost it. Go.
Jones Bones, this is not a podcast. I'm not going to sit here and answer a giant essay question from you about my past and being a valedictorian. Like, we're playing a game. Thanks.
Stop asking questions.
All right.
Fuck out of here. What's wrong with you? You ask a question, get the fuck out of here.
Rond, yes.
2 more left. Scary lighting.
Have I been
Watch
to Yale
out.
campus in New Haven? Yes. Yes. I toured Yale. I toured NYU. I toured Boston College.
Damn.
I toured, oh man,
Where
Fairfield
else?
University, because that's where I ended up going.
Now he toured all those places again.
I ended up touring a lot, actually. Quite a few colleges. And,
Nice.
you know, there was a time when my parents and I thought that maybe, and even you know, people in my school thought that perhaps I would actually be able to get to an Ivy League school because I was the valedictorian of my
Who thought? Hold on. Who thought?
you know, people in my school thought that perhaps
people
I would
in my
actually be
school.
able
Okay,
to,
counselor. Okay.
Get to an Ivy League school. Because I was the valedictorian of my
Well, didn't they realize you were white? There's no chance for you.
school, and I had a bunch of extracurriculars
Whoa,
under my belt.
dude.
I mean, I was, you know, high honors, advanced placement courses, tons of community service. Like I volunteered at a Jewish home. I did Habitat for Humanity.
Well, God, look, now we got Habitat for Humanity. We never heard of that before.
I was in
What?
the school musicals. I was
Non-speaking parts.
in various clubs.
Various
You know,
clubs.
a ton of shit.
Yeah.
And
totally, dude.
you know, everyone thought, and then no,
1.5.
didn't work out. I applied everywhere, and they were all rejecting me.
Why?
Not on scores or anything like that. It was like literally
Why?
because I hate to say it again. Here we go again. I hate talking about this, but
Yeah.
in America, the university
You
system is a scam.
You certainly hate talking about it. Let me tell you.
All right, if you want to get into an Ivy League school, you need to know someone to get in.
Okay.
All right, you need to already have been grandfathered in
Checkmate.
because your family already went there. Or you're in a rich family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, know what you're saying.
Or you need to. It's like hitting the lottery almost.
Okay.
And in
Now
my
it's like
case,
hitting the lottery. All right.
my parents weren't rich. They could not foot the bill for the tuition. I would have to apply for financial aid. So they look at various criteria when they try to determine who gets in where. And I applied to a bunch of Ivy League schools and got rejected from every one. And when I went, I had a teacher at my high school that was kind of like my mentor. And I talked to him after the fact. And I was like, I'm really sad about this because I worked my ass off.
So you know the mentor that gave you all the advice to help you get into Ivy League schools? What's he going to tell you after you don't get in?
Off here in high school.
Let's
and
listen.
Why do you think I didn't get in? He told me, don't be discouraged. It's not you. It's the system. You're white. You're not rich. And you don't know anyone. You're not going to get into an Ivy League school as hard as you try.
Thanks, mentor.
Because there were kids who got into an Ivy League
Best mentor of all time gives you excuses why you can't do things.
schools at my college.
This
or
is
my
the kind of
high
mentor
school.
you want
They
and
were
need.
Minority sports players. They got in. That was it. No one else got into an Ivy League school. Nobody.
Nobody did.
So,
Yeah, those things are kind of hard to get into.
I mean, it's pretty messed up. That was basically the system.
Pretty messed up,
back
dude.
then. I don't know how it is today. That's how it was back then. You know, it sucked.
Minority sports players, shout outs.
So that was it. No one else got into an Ivy League.
Wait,
Minority sports players.
Minority sports players.
They got in. That was it. No one else got into an Ivy League.
Shout
school.
outs.
So,
Nobody, dude.
That's what I mean. It's pretty messed up. That was basically the system back
That
then.
was the
I don't know
system,
how it is
dude.
today.
You have to be a minority sports player.
Because you are not a sports player and you're not a minority. And that's what happened. It was fucked up, actually. You know, people looking at the people, okay, here's the graduating class, and the only kids that got into Ivy League schools were 2 athletes who were minorities. What a
Does he not understand how scholarships work for athletics? I really think he doesn't.
great system we have, right? It's pretty fucked up. So, yeah, it was terrible, but what are you going to do? I worked my butt off and got nothing for it, really. That's my whole academic career.
Worked my butt off, got nothing for it.
Pretty much, you know. That's why in college I didn't care anymore. When I went to college, I was like, why am I busting my ass? When I got nothing out of it for high school, why the hell would I care about it in college? And good thing I didn't. Because again, it was the same rigmarole in college. I was told.
Same
If you
rigmarole.
don't know someone who already works at the
You heard that word on Nick at Night.
company you want to work at, if you can't afford to do a unpaid internship to get experience, you can never get hired. Well, I couldn't. I had to work when I was in college to pay for college.
Oh, God.
So I fucking couldn't do an unpaid internship, you know? Shit. It's just shit. It's not me trying to say bias. It's literally my life experience that I had growing up. The education system in America fails Americans.
It definitely does.
Is so focused on things that are not, so should be focused in an educational environment, but that's what it focuses on.
All
It's
right.
fucked up.
I'm moving. Anything else to say at the minority sports players?
Person saying, would you consider doing a documentary and a video on
Shut
your whole
up.
history with
Last
the
one of the
cinema? I think
day.
it's
We'll
interesting
get out of here. This one has been fun. Last mention here. We welcome the world of Oblivion.
Do you do sports or any other extracurricular activities in high? Oh, did you do sports or extracurriculars in high school? Band or chess club? I was in a ton. Because I was considered.
Ton.
Well, let me put it this way. In high school, I was in the high.
I could answer the question directly, but let me put it this way.
Because I was considered. Well, let me put it this way.
Let me put it this
in
way.
high school, I was in the high honors.
Ooh.
And when you were in high honors at this particular Catholic school that
that was the special bus. Yes, we got
went
that.
to,
they
basically made you do a bunch of shit. So
Whoa.
I did a bunch of volunteer work, including volunteering at a Jewish home for the elderly. I built houses for Habitat for Humanity.
Build houses. No, pools aren't off. They should have went off. I think it went off for you, didn't it? Build houses. Phil was building houses. He was handing over the hammer. Hey, Phil, bring me the hammer. All right, sir.
A book club. I was in the chorus. I was part of the musical stage shows that we did as part of the crew. What do they call the stage crew? There's a word for it. I was part of that for 1 or 2 years. That's just some of the stuff I remember. I remember that I had to do like a debate thing.
A debate thing? Oh, debate.
There's a million things that I was involved in.
Stagehand. Yeah, that's what he was, by the way.
The whole thing was, if you want to be well-rounded for a university to want to have you need to have all of that. So I did all of that shit.
And then what?
I think we can follow now. I graduate as the valedictorian, high honors from my school, and I can't get into a good college afterwards.
So good college to him is literally Yale and Harvard. That's what he's saying right here. Like, that's such bitch behavior right there. And Yale and Harvard are extremely hard to get into because they're like the top of the top. There's a lot of other fucking choices, dude, that are still amazing.
Isn't that nice? Anyway, here we are.
Okay, that will do it. The last mention. Hope y'all had fun talking about the high school valedictorian, proven high school valedictorian, Philip Burnell, and we can debate. I see the poll is over, and not much competition won as to why he did become valedictorian. I believe that is true. It was not much competition, though. I do say, I'm sure he did. He worked hard. I think he did work hard at it because his mommy made him. I do think that's true because you heard his mom's regiment. She had a strict fucking schedule on that end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You come home, yeah, you can watch your Nickelodeon, but after that, it's homework. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, Lex, the girl did get sick. Michelle Lee. Or the one that dropped out and became, what'd she say? He said that one story about the other girl. But anyways, there was the other person that there was a competition and she dropped out of school because her mom was pushing her too hard. I can't remember. It was so many stories ago. But anyways, it was fun. It was fun. We definitely will be back on Thursday. We're going to go into the second part of Phil's job saga, the Wells Fargo experience. Is coming on Thursday. Hope to have Brandude with me. He's not sure on that, though. So if it's not him, we'll get another legend to join me for that. But everyone's a legend. Thanks so much for the contributions, everybody. This has been a really meaningful time for me, and I hope it was for you. After the outro song, you'll be sent to Meerkat's legendary stream. We'll see you then. Remember, we'll see you later, everybody.
Come on, let's go have sex now. It's been too long.
I can't believe you actually drank it. That was my piss.